I'm here on a Sunday evening overdose. It's November 9th, I think, 2014, and I'm all alone here. I'm going to do the show by myself tonight. I decided to name myself Vinny. I didn't really name myself that. That's my name that my parents named me 30 years ago. Why am I 30? I've done nothing with my life. Why the fuck am I 30? I really can't believe that I'm 30 either. You'd think that you'd get used to the idea that you just keep getting older. You never get younger again. But I still catch myself thinking, just sort of absent-mindedly, here and there, pretty often actually, that, boy, next time I'm young, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. And I realize that it's not going to happen. I'm not going to get young again. This is pretty much it. I'm 30. I'm pretty sure it's completely downhill from here. I really don't know. Haven't been 40 yet, but God willing, maybe I won't have to be. So I'd like to thank you for tuning into the show tonight. Not in a good mood, and I didn't mean to say I'm not in a good mood, because I'm not in a good mood. I don't want to do this show tonight, but it's 9 o'clock on Sunday, and I have to. I made a commitment to myself and my international audience many, many weeks ago. This is the 20th episode, actually. So I want to thank you very much if you've been supporting us and my kind of changing operation around here. But I started this show on my own, and I'm going to finish it on my own. Hopefully this isn't the last episode, but you never know. Things are kind of fucked up around here. The Earthling, or Patrick, or whatever, we decided to just start going by our regular names. That radio names are douchey. So I'm just going to go by Vinny. I think he's just going to go by Patrick. He likes to be called the Earthling, too. I don't know. It's going to be an evolving thing, but that's who that is. He's gone. He's up in Wisconsin with some work that he couldn't get away from. And our fact checker, Andrea, my sister, is not here tonight because we are not getting along. So she decided to take the night off. And whatever. Our family's all fucked up. It's not good. I've been really angry for many years, maybe, I don't know, 6 or 8 years or something, at almost my entire family for what I would consider kind of turning their backs on me in a time of need and things like that. And I don't know. We've tried to repair things and work on things a little bit, and just had a major setback, I would say, I guess. But fuck, I don't think I want to bore you all with the whole details of my family life and everything like that. It's just, some nasty shit that I'm going through. So that's that. I don't really want to be here. You probably don't want to be listening. Let's just fucking get through it. I said that I would talk about voting tonight. So I'm hoping there's some of the people that are tuning in right now. I see the numbers kind of jumping up a little bit. Our international audience obviously expanding every week. And right now, just that the ratings are just climbing. And I'm hoping some of these people tuning in right now are hoping to talk about our voting process, because I think it's garbage. I'm not really going to debate it in terms of like its effectiveness versus some other democratic process, or try to exchange a bunch of fucking useless ideas about what you would do if you ran the world or what I fucking think should happen. I just find to a large degree that I feel like voting, especially for major offices in this country, I guess we could get into gray areas like local politics and shit, but I just don't care. I find that our system doesn't work. I find that the voting process is insulting to my intelligence in a few different ways. And I find that that I just can't take any part of this system seriously that I see is so incredibly broken and which has been so fucking cruel to me throughout my entire life. As I guess I would call myself a victim of the fucking legal system. Get thrown in for smoking some fucking weed and end up as a real criminal. Fucking felonies and shit. Yeah, I'm in a bad fucking mood tonight. I can't take any part of this system seriously. I don't think that we're gonna vote our way out of being completely dominated by the fucking psychopaths that dominate our society now. I just don't think that we're gonna vote our way out of it. I don't think there's any fucking point. I like the old Mark Twain quote, that if voting could actually change this country, that the real rulers of the country wouldn't allow us to do it. And to me, it's just another patronizing thing that they're, quote, allowing us to fucking, partake in the system, and it's just a big fucking joke to me. And that doesn't discount the hard work of people that might really think they can change the system from within. But, we're losing listeners. Oh, this is great. Fucking Christ. I understand there's people that fucking really work hard to change the system from within and whatever, but, I just don't fucking see it. So I was hoping we'd have some fucking callers on this. 630-599-7827. 630-599-7827. You can join the conversation. But I'm pretty sure I'm just talking to my fucking co-host and one other person right now. So fuck it. I guess we could just move on to something else. Although I don't know. I'll give you guys a chance to call in about voting. It's like, I guess, like, when I look at most of our major elections now, what I see is, it's like a bully giving you an ultimatum where, like, no matter which choice you make in the ultimatum, you end up getting beaten up worse. What is this? All right, I got people coming in here, dogs and shit. What's going on? Can you turn that down? And I'm like, I'm not in the mood for fucking dogs right now. Can you get the fucking dog out of here? Jesus, god damn it. Yeah, I am. Can somebody can you close that door, please, and take this dog? I'm just like, Dexter, get the fuck out of here, dude. God damn it. Sorry, Stuart. Hang on. God, I can't do this tonight. Anyways, my fucking point is, to me, voting in any major election right now feels like a bully giving you an ultimatum that no matter which choice you make, you just get beat up worse. And, it's like they're giving you some fucking thing like, hey, I heard you call my mom a whore. My best friend told me. So, did you call my mom a whore, or is my best friend a liar? And that's politics right now to me. Did you call my mom a whore, or is my best friend a liar? And I just don't see voting getting us anywhere until we change the fucking mindset that causes our fucking subservient state that we've been in for thousands of goddamn years, that no system we can concoct seems to do anything about, always results in this imbalance of power one way or another. Do we have any goddamn callers about voting? 630-599-7827. 630-599-7827. 630-599-7827. Some people just came in the studio, and when they opened the door, the broadcast that's playing in the living room was way too loud, and it really fucked me up, and I yelled at everybody to get out, so sorry about that if you guys are out there. And I know there's somebody out there, one of our local celebrity friends, Stuart Jacobson. He might have a thought or two on the voting process, as long as no dogs come in here. If he wants to come in here and give me his thoughts on it, if anyone's listening. But awesome. Sorry I'm in such a fucking bad mood tonight, guys. I'm really upset. My fucking personal relationships with my family. This is very upsetting. I don't know if I know a lot of people out there have fucked up relationships with their family and stuff, but I don't know. You get to the point where you just get really sick of dealing with pain and trying to figure things out logically and emotionally, and you just want to cut yourself off because you feel like it's fucking easier at some point. And that's kind of what I'm thinking about tonight. And voting and the political process. Is Stuart out there still? I'll talk to him about voting. If he's still here. They might have left. I just yelled at everyone when they came in here. Such a fucking dick. Well, I guess we're going to move on. If nobody else wants to fucking throw their hat in on this, I guess everybody agrees with me. Oh, there he is. Hey, Stuart. You want to help me out? Absolutely. I haven't been alone on the show in a long time. Come on in, guys. Actually, grab that mic right there. All right, this is all right, I don't know. We can try to. You know what? I don't know if I have that one. Here, go ahead. Try that mic.
Hello.
No, you know what? Use that one over there. Yeah, sorry. I didn't set that one up. All right, Stuart Jacobson, local celebrity. Oh, and somebody else is calling in, too. Hang on. International celebrity. I don't know why I'm calling you a local celebrity. Hang on. It's insulting. Hey, who's this?
Hey, it's me, your fucking co-host.
Oh, the co-host of the show.
You thanks for Stuart in studio?
Yeah, not the same Stuart who was here last time, though.
It's not the Kush guy, right?
No, not the guy who called weed Kush. No,
voting is fucking the worst. The act of voting is you allowing that system to exist. It's your part to say, okay, I'm okay with this existing. I don't like it at all. It's the worst, it's the stupidest thing I can ever think of.
Right. Right there. Okay.
What do you think about that, sucker?
Sounds awesome. Stuart, are you here?
I am here.
Let me see.
I am so happy and delighted to be in the studio with you tonight.
Hold on. Fucking, I might...
What the hell are you guys doing over there?
I don't know. I'm trying to do the whole show by myself tonight. I'll figure it out. Hold on.
At least 1 week and you just fall apart.
I know what I did. It was a monitoring problem I had before. Hang on. I'll get you on. Stuart. I'm faking him out. No,
I'm a bitch.
This is the bit. I just invite people in here and just never turn their mic on. Hey, Trix.
That happens a lot.
Carry the ball for 30 seconds for me.
Who, me?
Yes.
Okay, in beautiful Wisconsin, at the Econo Lodge, where donuts and waffles are free.
Test.
And everybody else lives here permanently except us.
So you're up at the Econo Lodge?
They all try to offer us pills and drugs. And one lady was like, "Hey, I got some oxycodone, right?" And I was like, "Are you the chick that tried to sell these guys Xanax like 2 days ago?" She's like, "No, not me. I don't just offer random people pills." And I was like, "But you just offered me pills." She's like, "Well, no, that wasn't me. It definitely wasn't me, but it definitely was her." You know
okay,
I don't even know if you're listening.
Shut up now. All right, let's talk about voting.
Yeah.
I think Stuart here. You're a Republican, right? Mostly.
I lean to the right a bit.
Okay,
but I'm a libertarian.
Did you vote in the midterm?
I did vote. And
who all did you vote for? Like local stuff, like sheriff and all that shit? And
I voted for governor.
Okay.
And a few of the referendums, but none of the judges. But I did vote for Rauner.
Yeah. Rauner's, he's the guy, let's see. Is he? I just don't even care about politics anymore. I'm like,
I'm pretty sure that's the guy who wanted.
He's the Republican running for governor, right?
He was the Republican.
He's going to destroy her family if she doesn't fire people. That's like the hit piece against him.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know. Go ahead, dude. Tell us about him. Why'd you vote for him?
Why? We're number 50 in social liberties in this state. We're about number 48 in the economy, 46, 47 in unemployment. He's a lifetime politician, Quinn. It was time for him to be removed.
What do you think about that, Earthling? That's my co-host nickname.
Who was it about time who got removed?
Quinn, right?
Quinn?
That guy's a cocksucker. I think they're both cocksuckers.
Absolutely right. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's the worst. Then why'd you vote for that one cocksucker for?
Because he's better than the other cocksucker. You got to pick your cocksucker.
Yeah, I just can't deal with that idea anymore that you just have to pick one or the other. When are we just going to overthrow the whole fucking thing and actually get something done, you know?
Yeah, right.
That's my question.
Like I said, sorry.
Go ahead.
Like I said, voting is giving them permission to rule. When you vote, you give them permission to rule. Now, if nobody fucking voted and they just went and voted for themselves to be 1 versus 1, and then everybody'd be like, you guys are a joke. So I encourage people not to vote, and fuck Puff Daddy if he thinks otherwise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But nothing has changed for 3,000 years. It's been the same.
Well, yeah.
Well,
So if we don't vote, everything just becomes stagnant.
Plumbing and water and stuff.
Listen, what happens, we give our politicians too many rights and too much responsibility. That's what we have to fight against.
Well, I mean, I agree with that, but what system have we ever been able to come up with that didn't result in a total imbalance of power? Or are we just not there yet evolutionarily? You don't expect us to be able to achieve that as a society yet, you know? 'Cause that's what I have a problem with is like, we're not going to vote our way out of this system just raping us left and right, you know? I really don't believe that we are. And
It'll never happen.
And I think if we ever get close enough, that's when we'll see voting taken away from us, you know?
Right.
So
there's just too much apathy in this country.
Well, that and there's just too much at stake for the people that are running things from behind the scenes more, you know?
Right.
And
too many people are dependent on the government.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, they get their cell phones, they get their food stamps, they get all their welfare benefits. So these are the people that are voting for the people that should not be in power.
Yeah, but you're just talking about like a left versus right kind of thing, right?
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, see.
Of course, now there is no left versus right.
That's the thing.
You know, they've all assimilated into one insidious, horrific party, which is to just feed their own pocketbooks.
So, I guess I wanted to talk about the importance of voting. Do you think it's really important to vote, or just do it to satisfy your own personal philosophy, or kind of like?
Listen, if we didn't vote and Quinn remained governor, this state would not go forward. So people need to vote.
What makes you think that Rauner's going to move things forward, though? It's just this constant just tipping back and forth, you know, and waiting till the people of a state or a country get to the tipping point of we can't take this anymore. Every president gets to, like, you know, everybody's talking, Democrats lost so many seats because of the low approval rating, blah, blah, blah. You know, this happened with every president in my lifetime. They push things as far as they can. People get fed up. Their approval rating goes through the floor. The midterm, the Congress shifts power. Then he can't get anything done for the rest of his term. It's the same fucking little act every presidency, you know.
But now that the Republicans have taken over pretty much all the power, other than the executive branch as president, now they have to prove themselves. If they don't prove themselves, it'll shift back.
Didn't this happen in '94?
It's happened every.
It happens every
midterm,
12 years
midterm,
or whatever.
yeah.
It swings one way or the other.
Right. But you know, to get back to Rauner, what makes him better? I mean, he's a multi-billionaire, so he's proven himself as far as.
Where did he get his money from? I don't even know much about this guy. I probably should, but do you know where he got his money from?
Yeah, in the private sector, as far as building up businesses and selling them. And not that this guy he's just got a proven success record when it comes to equities and building businesses. And if he can build the state into something a little bit better than what we have right now, he'll succeed.
How do you figure that working? Because, like, isn't running government like a business kind of the thing that's hurting the country the most? You know, I mean, this idea that we're going to somehow stimulate the economy through some kind of great idea or social program or something, I just don't see it, you know? I mean, especially in a state like Illinois, which has such a rich history of, you know, of funneling straight to the top, you know, and everybody looking the other way.
What we need to do in this state is create jobs. We need to get people off of the welfare system. We need to stop giving out.
Well, I'm all for that. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, but isn't,
and the left, of course, they like giving out these benefits.
Sure. Well, the left, it plays the card of, we're going to give you everything you need to be dependent on us to make sure that, you know, we can continue to tell you the best way to live your lives and, you know, in all under the guise of compassion, you know, and I understand that, and they're their own kind of psychopaths, you know, definitely, but I just don't trust any politician, any part of the system anymore, any part of the whole goddamn thing. You show me this guy Rauner, you know, I honestly, I stayed out of the whole election in the whole I just haven't watched the news about it or anything. I don't care. I've been watching videos about Bigfoot, UFOs, shark attacks, things like this. And you know, I just, man, I don't know. What could you say to convince me that this guy's not the same douchebag that every politician is that doesn't give a shit about me or you know?
Absolutely nothing. I can't tell you, but I can tell you in 3 to 6 months, and as we go forward, and we'll see what kind of changes he makes. If he can make changes and he's successful, to keep Quinn in the office, who's a lifetime politician, who has proven to do nothing, we needed to get him out of office, and that's why you vote.
All right. Well, do you vote to get the guy out that you can't stand anymore?
Absolutely. And we'll vote again 4 years from now to get the guy out that we don't that is not doing what he.
Where do you see it all leading, though? That's what I'm. You know.
Well, you know what? We won't be around. We won't be around wherever it leads.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just so dissatisfied with society and the way the government works in so many ways. You know, you understand, it just seems like such a joke to me to go through with this like process of like, okay, you know, if I vote just the right way, then maybe this parasitic, you know, class of like elite scumbags will stop running things from behind the scenes also. Because that's what I'm really worried about. I'm not even really so much worried about the boss hog politicians, you know what I mean, that get their kickbacks and have their pleasures behind the scenes and whatever. I'm really worried about the way that government works and allowing, you know, the real powerful people who have the real money behind the scenes from running things, you know. Where is voting going to get us with that whole problem? You know,
right.
I don't know.
Right.
I mean,
we don't know. We will never know. It's.
But so I try to work it out into my mind to a point where there doesn't need to be a violent revolution. That's what I keep trying to figure out over and over and over. How do we get to where we just don't, where the solution isn't just kill all the bankers, you know what I mean? Where it's not this like, let's just slaughter the Rothschilds type of solution. How do we, help me out? I can't.
It's never going to happen.
I can't envision
there's too
it.
much apathy in this country. We don't have enough people, you know, and you get countries and third world countries and where they want to take over, you know, where the majority of the people are unhappy. In this country, the majority of the people are not unhappy.
I don't know if that's true. They might. Do you really think that's true?
Absolutely, I mean, because they don't care. They don't care.
Maybe they're not starving or homeless for the most part, but I don't know that most people here are happy per se.
Well,
I don't have the numbers to back this up because my fact checker isn't here.
You know, if you have your cell phone and you have your social networking and you have your 1,200 friends on Facebook.
But those are two things that are proven to cause anxiety and depression right there. You know, your addiction to your cell phone and social networking. You know, I mean, those are all. It's a big multi-angular problem there. You know, you can feel connected, but you can also feel isolated by the same device. You know,
but we can't. We don't know we don't know the difference though, because now we've just so assimilated ourselves into that in the anxiety of just being so dependent on our cell phones. People don't watch news. You can ask 10 people, you can line up 10 people. How many states are in the United States? How many stars are on the American flag? They couldn't tell you. They couldn't tell you who the vice president of the United States. They couldn't tell you who won for governor in the state of Illinois.
Honestly, I couldn't have even told you that. I'm so checked out, and I do a lot of research in a lot of areas, and I'm not like an intellectual slouch or someone that goes like, oh, I don't care, politics doesn't affect me. I've like come back around the other side. I got so obsessed with politics for so long that eventually I just threw my hands up and said, I'm fucking out of this whole deal, and I don't care anymore, with all the sickness that goes on in the political class, I'm just like, I got other enterprises, other things I want to think about, I guess, But the voting thing is hot this week. And that's what happens
with the majority of people.
Yeah.
They just, they refocus. They go, fuck it, I am just going to do something else. And
I think that there's two types of, there's two triggers for that, conclusion. And one of them is like, oh, I tried to get into politics, but I didn't understand it, and it was exhausting. But I think the one I'm doing is a different one, which is like where you've gone through a black hole and come out in Wonderland and just had enough. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just it's just a very strange thing to get really obsessed with government for a long period of time, and I just had to fucking check out, I guess.
Right.
Because it's such a sick world, and I disagree with so much of. Really, I think that's the root of this conversation is I disagree with the notion that you can govern other people. I think that it's impossible to do it in the way that we expect it to be done currently. I don't think you can coach behavior. I don't think you can control any of this shit. I don't believe in like deterrence in the legal system and shit. That shit doesn't work. You know what I mean? Social like welfare programs don't work. A lot of these so-called goods that the government is supposed to be there for, I just don't believe in any of it anymore. So I kind of lost the track of where the fuck I was going with that. But
right. I mean, it's never worked. It's never one side. It works for one side. It doesn't work for the other. So the other one attacks the other side, and it just goes back and forth.
I suppose that's the whole thing that I'm saying is, I'm just, I don't knock anyone for voting, and I understand the idea of trying to be a grain of sand in the, in the whole scheme of things and throw your weight, as it were, into the fray or whatever, but to use a bunch of weird hyperbole that didn't make sense, but I understand it. And I don't even know, I guess maybe, I don't even know if there's a point in not voting. Maybe there isn't, but I like my co-host's point about if no one voted, then the process would truly be a joke, and we would be able to recognize that as a whole.
Listen, if we were all happy, we wouldn't vote. But we're not happy. We're not a happy society.
No, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what is it at? I mean, it's never very much. What is it, about 20% of people vote or something?
Right.
It's not a lot.
Right. And especially midterms.
Yeah.
Very small amount.
I think the only time I ever voted was in a primary for Ron Paul years ago. And I don't even really believe in him anymore. I love the guy's philosophy, and I don't know, you're a fan of Ron Paul at all?
Being a libertarian, of course.
Yeah. Which, I made that point a lot this week, talking about voting to friends and people on social networking and whatever. I would say 99% of Americans probably, if you lead them there point by point and what they really believe, almost everyone's a libertarian,
Right, absolutely.
And they've just thrown themselves in different political camps.
Right.
Some people because it's a social thing. It's I think for a lot of people, especially on the left, it's I need to be part of this socially because this is the cool thing and the accepting thing and the compassionate thing and the understanding and the progressive and what, you know what I mean? And a lot of people on the right, I think it's more, there's people coming from every angle, but I think the new kind of right movement that's gone on, the resurgence in recent years, has more to do with personal liberty and shit like that, but both
and it's
sides,
a younger crowd now also. You're shifting in the demographics. You're seeing a lot more younger people, attractive people, with more of a conservative viewpoint.
Sure.
So they're leading the charge.
I often get thrown in the that category when, because I'm pro Second Amendment. I have a hard time with the abortion thing. I have, don't think it's right, really. Right. I'm like, so there's some basic things like that people tend to go, oh, you're right. I'm like, do I have to be? Like, do I need to be? Do you have to pigeonhole me into something in order to understand me as a person with a viewpoint? But I guess what I was going to say is, most people throw themselves in a camp for some reason slightly different than their real political views, which are probably most people are live and let live, which is boiled down, I guess, libertarianism. Would you agree with that?
Definitely. And you'll see more of it because it's the social issues against the economic issues, and we all really do meet in the center. I mean, even most of the conservatives will say, abortion, they'll agree the women should have the right to do whatever they want with their body. But we're all kind of, thrown into the same, I
always thought, do you ever think that's funny that became the major hot button issue for women as in terms of like, this is how I'm going to define my right to my body is like whether or not I can kill my fetus, which is funny to me that was because that's a trick in the media. It really is, Yeah. and that women associate the ability to do that with being a strong individual per se. You know what I mean? And that to me is very strange. Right. I don't understand.
Well, it's all talking points. You know, people stay focused on 10 seconds of news, and social media. And these are the points they keep throwing out over and over. And they convince people that, the right doesn't like this and they don't like that. And the left likes this and likes that. So, and then people, that's how they determine their, who they want in office.
Who your parents voted for, who your friends all like, and all that shit has a lot to do with it too.
Absolutely.
When you boil it down, it really is a lot simpler. We all kind of do want the same things,
But I think we've gotten to a point now, though. I think, and we see that with all the polling, that people are not happy, and people want change, and they want good change. And we see that with the high unemployment, people want to work. So we're going to see changes. And coming back to Rauner and being elected governor, if he doesn't do what he said he'll do, then we'll have a revolution.
Well, but will we though? Because that's just been forever. No politician does what they say they're going to do. You know what I mean?
You know what? But now,
what about Obama?
But we have to be a little optimistic. Well, Obama was, he was not a great senator, and people voted in him because he's a handsome guy. He was a great orator.
They voted for him because TV said to.
And TV and the liberal media kind of,
Yeah, but you never heard of the fucking guy before he gave that keynote address or something.
Well, we did in Illinois because he was our senator.
I didn't hear about him before that. Before he made that big splash, whatever that was. I think the keynote address at the State of the Union or some. State of the Union.
Right. That was a brilliant speech. That he read. Absolutely.
That he read. Yeah. Hang on. Did you have a problem with your phone before?
No. So I thought. We disconnected somehow. I'm not sure how.
All right.
But no, continue. I'll just jump in whenever.
Yeah. Okay.
By the way, Stuart.
Yes.
You got a great voice, Stuart.
Thank you.
Great.
Yeah, maybe you should from now on. You should just be feeding him your lines. Your fucking horrible mic technique and scratchy voice can just stay out.
No, he's good. You're good too.
So, anyways, we're talking about how Stuart says that if Rauner doesn't do his job, that people will really wake up after that. But I don't see any reason to set
Well, what is his job?
Or what he says he's going to do. Which is what?
Well,
keep them immigrants from coming over the Iowa border? That's what's he going to do for us?
Rauner's job is to create jobs in this state and to take the economy and to move the economy forward. And that's where his success has been as a businessman. And what more do we want the government? We want our government to protect us. And we want them. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
No, I mean, that is it. I mean, that is what the job of the government. We have totally.
You say that his job is to create jobs. Okay, in my research of government and intervention in business, they're the problem. When you let people just go crazy with no regulation, economy happens. Big economy happens.
That's kind of,
and you are absolutely right. I should say, you know what? I should backtrack a bit. Government does not create jobs, of course.
Well,
they don't.
They say they're trying to,
right?
But that's not what they're doing. They're regulating everything. So when they say we're trying to create jobs,
right,
what they're really doing is controlling and getting a consensus of all the business that is happening, so their controllers can control it. So when you look at like United States that had free enterprise for how many years? Right at the beginning, we outdid countries that have been there for thousands of years.
Well, not only that, we had
in 100 years.
We had free enterprise and no central banking system until the late 1800s, right. I think.
And then once
late
the government
1800s was the Bank of the United States of America. Yeah, you're right. Right.
I think. I don't know.
Okay, and they got rid of that, and then.
And that is what Rauner's going to. There's so many restrictions and taxation on the businesses, and it's hurting us. And that's when I say, we need to go forward in creating jobs. We need to take, we need to walk away from the businesses and saying, okay, you guys, you've had enough. Let's refocus. Refocus. You can't be taxed to death. We need to create jobs in this state and in this country. The government needs to yeah.
I used to be a libertarian, real strict libertarian, to protect our borders, that's it. But now I don't like it all. I don't like the system whatsoever. I don't like its existence. I'm offended by its existence and the violence it threatens me. That threatens me because of its existence. I don't like it at all. I'm not going to vote. I don't like it at all.
I understand that. That's kind of that. I mean, that's kind of me and you keep kind of saying the same thing over and over, which is that we just don't like the system, haven't had good experiences with it, and don't want any part of it anymore. And you're taking it another step further and saying, I don't recognize its validity or its authority over me.
No, I don't. And voting is a form of recognizing it, and I don't want to recognize it.
I understand that, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what he said?
I get it. But we need to vote. We need to vote.
No,
if we didn't vote, Quinn would still be governor. Quinn would still be governor, and we'd still be number 50 in our social liberties. I mean, that is a very important number. 50.
Somebody's got to be number 50,
right? You want to put I don't want it to be the state of Illinois.
You want to put it in Alaska?
I live in the state of Illinois.
Yeah.
Number 50 in social liberties. That's our freedoms.
Well, it definitely is, and it is horrible
here.
Number
one doesn't have any liberties neither.
Who is that? New Hampshire?
Right. No.
Who's number one? Fuck, I wish we had our fact checker.
I don't know who number one is, but it's got to be like New Hampshire or Vermont or Wyoming.
Usually it's so good. You have a question and somebody tells it to us.
North Dakota, possibly.
North Dakota. I thought New Hampshire was the big fucking, the big freedom state.
I would not say it's a democratic state. I would say it's Texas.
No, I don't think so.
Texas is along the border, and they have those checkpoints all over Texas.
Yeah, and they've got a bunch of big cities and shit. I would say it's somewhere with no big cities, somewhere where people have really kept an eye on their local government all the way up. And here's an example of a really free city: Ann Arbor, Michigan. Now, there's a place that's like heavily Democratic, or Democrat. And I am annoyed as hell by the people that live there. I really am. But I have to hand it to them. They've kept a close eye on their local government, and they really take it seriously who they elect into their sheriffs. And they out people that put up speed traps and start the drunk driving bullshit and all that. And as a result, there's an extremely low crime rate. You can walk around all night and not feel paranoid about, can I smoke a joint in the park? Can we cut down the tracks instead of walking down the main street? Can we do that? You know what I mean? All this stupid shit that you worry about around a place like Chicago.
Ann Arbor's it's also a college town, though.
Yeah, it is, but it's one of hundreds of cities that feel freer than anywhere in Illinois, that I've been to. I mean, you've been all over the country and other places in the world, right? I think.
Oh yeah.
And as have I, not as much international traveling as I'd like to do, but being around the little that I have, I don't ever feel as oppressed as I do right here in Chicagoland.
It's interesting. I was just actually talking about international travel. I was in Berlin, Vienna, and Prague last November. And because I blog out of these, I asked about 100 people, scholars, writers, students, bartenders, while I was there and blogging out of these countries, whether they'd want to live in the United States. Now that they're a democracy, back in the 80s when they went from a totalitarian government, a socialist government.
You're talking about Germany?
Yeah, Germany, okay. Austria.
Or I guess a lot of Eastern Europe.
And Eastern Europe in general. And 100% said they do not want to live in America.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Oh, do you know what's interesting about economics and monarchy? Have you ever heard anybody speak about that?
No, what do you mean?
A monarchy, they actually do better with their economy than a democracy because they want to leave their legacy, their children something. So they actually do better than actually getting in. Oh, I got 4 years to make as much money as possible and just betray my people and pass laws for lobbyists, and you know what I'm saying? So the economy is stronger in monarchy.
You're talking about a monarchy has some motivation not to completely destroy the society. They want to keep people happy enough to
give their children something.
Whereas opposed now, it's just like it's like people just grabbing fucking furniture from a burning building, and
that's because we went from a republic to a democracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're supposed to be a democratic republic. There's that old
exactly.
But old
now we're not.
The democracy part is only supposed to refer to the voting process, not to...
Say that again? You were cutting out there. Say that again?
The democratic part of our republic is only supposed to refer to the voting process. It's not supposed to refer to policy. It's only supposed to refer to the voting process. We are a republic. We are not a... You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in a republic, individuals are protected above all else.
Right.
Instead of in a democracy where the majority controls the minority.
Right.
Which that only refers to the process of election.
Yeah. No, I saw it. I saw a great video one time that explained it pretty brilliantly. That was basically a restaurant that had a bunch of choices on the menu. But you had to. I'm going to totally butcher this explanation, but basically the idea is that a guy was in there eating with a big group of people and wanted a couple of different things, and the waiter slowly kind of like chipped down the menu until they made him have what the 6 people out of the 10 wanted. The other 4 had to eat it. And it's a very basic kind of simplified explanation, but it shows you how childish it is, and how we kind of want to control each other like a one giant kindergarten class in this country.
Right, and that's exactly why I was a libertarian when I thought the system could work somehow in my favor, because libertarians want others to do nothing for them, whereas everybody else wants everybody else to do stuff for them and give them money and give them support and give them, you know what I mean, all of these types of things.
Definitely, yeah.
So what are you now? What are you now?
Do I sound all right?
Yeah, you're fine. What do you... Go ahead. Stuart had a question for you.
So what are you now? Do you lean to now that you're not a libertarian?
I'm okay. See, it's complicated because let's say that we were our leaders were good, noble, people that actually cared for other people. Then I'd be a socialist. But no way, not with those fuckers in control. If they released all the suppressed technology, I'd be a socialist. You know what I mean? Because we wouldn't have to do anything. We just have robots doing everything.
Yeah, let me interject here and just say that I abhor socialism as a forced scenario run by some authoritarian government. However, if our society, if we cooperated as a species, we would have a society where we probably worked 15, 20 hours a week each and had nice lives where robots did a lot of the fucking work for us and didn't just take jobs as we're paranoid about now. You know, I mean, if we all split the pot a little bit better. But, you know, on the other hand, I'm also, I really like the aspects of capitalism that promote innovation and, you know, and I guess,
listen,
you know,
if we were a socialist society, we would not be here today. We would not be able to do that.
Because we've never been sophisticated enough to pull it off.
We can
never
do it.
I mean,
if they release it, I'm sorry.
It's an endless argument because, you know, socialism looks good on paper, always has, doesn't work in real life, never will.
Never worked.
Never worked. Never probably will when it's a forced scenario. I think there's communal lifestyles that probably work for certain people and whatever, but, you know, capitalism has been really great at times, and then also it's finally really come around to bite us in the ass as well. You know, so
well, not really. That's not true. No. Capitalism works out fine until the government intervenes. When the government intervenes, and it becomes fascism, and they say, "Look what capitalism done," but that's not capitalism.
No, because you could also look at it from the angle that through like a really free market society, some people have gained so much money and done duplicitous things behind the scenes with it and built networks with motives that are different than the overall, you know, general public of this country. And you have these people that have built up this mass amount of power through just capitalism as well that are doing really bad things with it, you know, and that's one, you know, on one hand is our responsibility as consumers to try to put money in the right hands. But on the other hand, it's perhaps a necessary evil of a free society, you know, I mean,
right.
But then it comes back around to bite us in the ass in the form of those guys tend to be socialists, you know, the guys that amassed that wealth in the free market society tend to be the ones promoting this socialist agenda, the major fucking...
Because the government gets involved, and they should not be getting involved.
Right.
In capitalism. And that is the problem. Then they take control and they go, you make too much money and we need to share. And then we become socialistic. And this is what's happening right now.
Well, and it's also, you know, it's just a political trick at a certain level too. A lot of these guys that are ultra billionaires that pretend to be like super compassionate, you know, socialists, and they talk about we want to pay more, you know, there's guys out there saying, I want to pay more taxes and I should be doing this. And then, you know, you look at on the books later, they filed for every exemption, you know,
Hollywood.
No,
they want to get Hollywood.
They're paying nothing.
Right. They want the law on the books because it doesn't actually apply to them, you know.
And also to go back and you were talking about apathy. That's where the apathy comes in is as consumers. Apathy to not vote, that does nothing. Consumers should say, what did you guys do? And then they should never buy their shit again, ever. I mean, that's how you fucking make your life good, is telling these companies that are doing shit things to people to not buy their shit. You know what I mean?
Right. That was the modern day revolution.
They stole a bunch of oil, they didn't clean it up, they just put a dispersant on it, and there's 3, 4, 5,000 people, their teeth falling out, you know what I mean? Never buy that again. And they won't clean up half-ass anymore.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Shit, I haven't been to a BP in a while.
Me too.
Years ago when that happened, I started going to the other evil gas station across the street.
What, Shell? The clean...
It doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, BP, me and my co-host here, yeah, we researched BP and Halliburton quite a bit at one point, and we've talked about it on the show before, but I mean, there's no question in my mind that they're run by complete evil psychopaths. It's just a fact.
Right.
The type of shit that they do for money. Yeah, the whole thing in the Gulf was pretty fucking out of this world. But should we just...
Yeah, we were the only ones watching videos of people online, you know, saying my teeth are falling out, my hair's falling out. Nobody fucking knows. The media won't cover it. You know what I mean?
Oh, the blue plague.
The blue plague, the Gulf blue plague.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That shit was crazy. And then we learned that they built synthetic life to fucking pump into the fucking the crevice, the whatever it is, the into the pocket to fucking to push the oil out because it eats oil and
BP and Halliburton both had contracts with this company called Synthetic Genomics. I don't know how we got into this, but now we have to explain it. With this company called Synthetic Genomics to develop a synthetic organism, a living organism that could reproduce, that ate oil, whatever the fuck you call it in its scientific name, that would basically eat oil and spit out carbon dioxide to increase pressure in oil wells so they could get better flow out of when they would tap into them, whatever.
Right.
So
that and this synthetic this organism they created was completely synthetic. The amino acids themselves that created the DNA were computer generated. They weren't even it wasn't even they were like O's and ones, like binary. It's fucking creepy.
Anyways, it was called Cynthia, and so Halliburton, I think right before the famous oil wreck in the Gulf there, whatever, the explosion that started the leak, Halliburton bought the company, I think 2 weeks or 2 months or some stupid shit before, bought the company Boots and Coots that got hired to do the cleanup in the Gulf. This is the kind of shit they're doing, you know, they're willing to release, you know, we basically, whatever, without going into the whole hour-long thing, both of us were thoroughly convinced that they tapped into that oil well knowing it was unstable and triggered the explosion so they could get the cleanup contract from their subsidiary that ended up making $1 billion more than they were fined or whatever. You know what I mean? The whole,
but they didn't even clean it up. They sprayed dispersant, which dispersed it downward.
Well, they sprayed Corexit was the name of the chemical.
It was called Corexit. It's a dispersant. So what they do is they crop dust, in a crop dusting fashion, take a plane, dust the surface, and it would disperse it downward.
But anyways, but to bring it around full circle, just to complete the theory that what we found out is Synthetic Genomics had finished their synthetic organism like a month before the explosion, and that there was ample evidence that they used the thing to build pressure in the well as part of their test or whatever, and that they tried to cover up that it was in there once it had exploded and released into the Gulf.
You know what probably happened? It probably it multiplied too quickly and created too much pressure is probably what happened.
That could be, and you know, or as we ended up thinking at the time, it could have been something even further behind the scenes that just wanted to release that synthetic organism into the Gulf for some other purpose.
Right, we thought that as well.
Yeah,
but and not only that, but Synthetic Genomics is half owned by BP. I don't think you've said that.
Oh, I forgot that.
Yeah, that's
I just
true.
remember the name.
They own half that company, and they merged. Synthetic Genomics is a merger between BP and Greg J. Venter's original corporation. I forget what the name of that fucker was.
Craig J. Ventnor.
Craig J. Venter.
Yeah. Or Venter or whatever. Anyways.
Venter, yeah, he's the guy who cracked the human genome.
We went down the rabbit hole for a second there. So I hope you ever heard about any of that shit?
I have, but you guys are amazing. The knowledge that you could retain so much of this.
We used to research a lot on that.
We used to get into it for our other radio show, Conscious Nexus.
But we would have
to really break things down and really break them down. You know,
we would have research sessions that we would go 12 hours without eating or drinking, and we'd sit at the table with 50 binders and notebooks and computers and shit, and just be you would have to learn definitions to words to discuss some of the topics we wanted, and it would just be like, you know what I mean, you just go so far.
Every 2 hours we'd look up at each other and be like, holy
days
and days. I'm impressed by you guys.
Well, thank you. You're one of a select few who's impressed by us. But we're happy to have you on board. He said he's impressed by us.
I'm impressed. Listen, I came to the studio with not knowing I was going to be on the air, you know. Now I'm out of my league.
No. Everybody's got their area of expertise.
Absolutely.
Ours is every conspiracy event that's ever happened.
That's true.
That's our area of expertise. But yeah, let's go back. We got a couple minutes left in this break, and then we'll have to do some music for a minute. Like I have a fucking program director or something. I always talk about this show.
I'm probably not going to stay on. I'll probably call you when you get into the next thing, you know?
Yeah, that's fine. I always talk about this show as though there's some real, like, obligation, you know? Like, it's not just me setting things up. Just making it's like when you were a kid and you would get a tape recorder with your brother and sisters and make like a radio show, you know, that's basically
usually we got a crew there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, usually I'm there, you know, fact checker's there, and
it's usually.
So where are you tonight? Where are you tonight?
Me?
Yes,
you.
Econo Lodge, USA, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Wow, I just drove by there today.
I'm a brickie.
Did you?
Yeah, on my birthday. I was doing a gig in Madison.
What are you doing up there, Patrick?
Laying brick up on an establishment. I don't want to give them a plug because I hate them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What kind of place is it? A restaurant?
Yeah, Mitt Romney may have put some money into them recently.
Oh, really?
Figure it out from there.
And so you obviously don't want to say their name, huh?
No, it's a restaurant. It's a pretty big job. We're laying brick up and shit, and it's pretty fucking awesome. All day on the scaffold, you know.
Oh, yeah. That sounds great.
Yeah.
But you're not from the state of Wisconsin, right? Because they had an interesting
I'm from here.
election.
I'm usually in studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the usual co-host.
We're co-hosts for the show. Yeah. So.
But he couldn't get away from his brick work this week.
Yeah. Gotta work. Gotta pay the fucking bills because
we're only getting paid like $4,000 a show right now.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said Sunday Evening Overdose pays me about like 3 Twizzlers a week.
This dude. So I've got the Ustream open on the Skype laptop.
Sure.
Do you hear this?
What is that?
Did you hear that? That was.
Yeah, I did. I kind of.
That was the fucking. I've got the volume muted on the Ustream that I've got open.
But
see, look, there it goes again.
Right?
But the commercials fucking play, even though the volume is muted. How evil is that? And you can hear this, right?
No, last week you're like, what the fuck are you doing? You didn't mute the fucking system. I said, it's fucking muted. You're like, you don't know what you're doing. No,
yeah, you're totally right.
They somehow go around your hardwired fucking, they go around your computer mute.
That just started playing over the speakers of the computer, weirdly.
Yeah. Remember that happened last week when I was in studio.
Yeah. Anyways, that is another gag that I want to start on the show. If listeners want to call in for every commercial that you see on our show, because we don't control these, they just pop them in, you know. So anytime you see a commercial, call in or comment on the Facebook page. Let us know what it is, and we'll talk shit about that product and fucking
awesome.
dissect it however we can. We'll go and we'll find out about scandals in their past. We'll just shit on anyone who advertises during our show.
What was that commercial you just that just played?
I didn't pay attention. Some pasta. I don't know.
Some pasta? Did you say?
Yeah, some pasta. Some bullshit. Right. So, anyways, where are we at? I want to give everybody their last. Actually, you know what? You've got your son here with you too. Do you got any thoughts on voting? No. He doesn't want in.
Vote.
All right, he doesn't want in the round table.
A lot like everybody.
He would be outraged.
What'd you say?
How long is Stewart on? How long you got Stewart in?
I just came in for a few minutes. I just came by to say hello.
So this is, by the way,
I was not even prepared for this.
Yeah.
I would have done my research.
No, it's fine. I didn't research either.
And learned more about synthetics and
and BP.
BP.
So let's just let everybody know.
We're the most expert on that subject of anybody in the world, honestly.
That at least the week that we were researching it, we definitely were. But
oh yeah.
So for anybody that's been enjoying this little segment on voting, do you want to just give yourself a quick plug in what you got going on? And Stuart's a local singer, songwriter, performer. Not local. I don't know. All my friends are, I have to say local because that's what they are. But Stuart's an international singer, songwriter, and performer.
He's a globetrotter.
I'm a globetrotter. I'm a globetrotter.
By the way, I listened to the replay from 2 weeks ago. You said the term globetrotter like 50 fucking times in that episode. Did you realize that?
Yeah, I like the word globetrotter.
I love the word globetrotter.
You use the verb globetrotting and shit like that. Like, yeah. But anyways, Stuart, give yourself some attention here, some plugs. Go ahead.
Well, let me. I'm a humorist. That's what I do for a living, and I do corporate events. I do festivals. I write songs. Maybe you can play one of my new tunes that you gave me the very best line.
Oh yeah,
the Sharon Tate.
yeah. I gave him a Sharon Tate reference,
And it is getting airplay already.
It was low hanging fruit, but I grabbed it.
You did. You made it a little more edgier. It needed a little more edgy.
Hey, any comedy song needs a serial killing victim reference in it.
When you're talking about fucking Britney Spears, of course, that's what you.
Especially someone like Britney Spears, with all the with all the references to like occult and ritualistic weirdness in her career, you got to have the slaughtered virgin in the song. Not virgin, fucking slaughtered. God damn it, I fucked that up. The slaughtered pregnant woman, Sharon Tate, son of a bitch.
Nice try.
Was she Roman Polanski's wife, right?
Yeah. Valley of the Dolls.
All right, get out of here. Goodbye.
Hey, Patrick, nice meeting you over the phone.
It was nice meeting your voice, sir.
Thank you. I look forward to meeting you one day in the studio.
All right, absolutely. I'll see you around. I'll call next hour. Good night.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, Stuart, you can join our. We have a revolving door basically with our buddies and guests.
Thank you. I'd be more than happy.
Yeah, come by anytime.
I'm a big fan of you. I've been a big fan of you for many, many, many years.
Join the club, pal.
When the day you sang Harmony on Pie in the Sky.
Oh yeah, I actually I sang Harmony on this guy's album. Shit, what was I, 10 or something? Yeah.
But I saw the brilliance and the talent that you are now.
Yeah. Well, hey, I could hit a major fifth like nobody else when I was 10. So, anyways, let people know what you got going on and where they can find you and everything.
Well, you know what? I have a project right now. They can go to stuartjacobson.com, or they can go to Stas Bruno, STASBRUNO.com. Stas Bruno, the #1 porn singer in the world back in the 90s. And he's reemerging. He lives in Miami Beach, and he is going to, we're going to see more of him right now. So
I cannot wait to see Stas Bruno.
In fact, Stas, yes, STAS.
So now this is
BRUNO.com.
This is a porn star.
This is a guy who was born in the Ukraine, in Lvov. He came here when he was 6 years old. His father was a sex therapist, and his mother was a stripper.
Yeah,
and he became a porn singer. And he called me about a week and a half ago, and looking for representation. And I said, maybe I can help you. So he's got a website up. And it'll be interesting. I'm flying out to Miami on Wednesday to talk to him, and we'll see what happens.
I think that's very exciting. Is this a guy? Does he have a thick German accent?
No, because he came here when he was 6 years old, so he assimilated into the but he had a big hit back in the 90s on Hollywood Boulevard called "I Like Sex with You," and he was playing all the celebrity sex clubs. And then he went, he kind of left a low profile.
This guy's somebody who might pal around with somebody like Tony Clifton.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. Maybe.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So
I can't wait.
But I got to tell you though, right now, because in the early 2000s, though, his success kind of dissipated a bit, and he's now working on Ocean Drive at Starbucks because he needs the health benefits.
I can't wait to meet this guy.
Yes, I have not met him yet.
You really ought to bring him in one night.
But if you go and I figured, well, he told me he's got a website, stasbruno.com.
Okay.
And I went to the website, and it's just an image, but it has.
That sounds suspenseful.
Yes. So
it's just gets you on the edge of your seat as soon as you go there. I can't wait to see what this guy makes this website into.
Yes, I'm very excited as well.
So, yeah.
So maybe next week I'll know, because Wednesday I'm going to see him.
Stas Bruno.
STASBruno. STASBRUNO.
And he's playing Wednesday where?
And I'll give you Wednesday I'm going to go see him. I'm going to help move forward his stagnant career.
That's awesome. Speaking of people that have come out of hiding, did you ever hear of a guy? This popped into my head, and is the last thing before we go to break. Did you ever hear of a guy called David Cole? Back in the 80s and 90s, he was a Holocaust revisionist.
No.
He was a Jewish guy from New York who, let me see, I got notes about him. Nah, fuck it, I'll go off the top of my head. He was a Jewish guy from New York who started delving really into his own family history and, looked into how they got here, during the time of the early Nazis' rise to power and shit like that, and researched the whole thing to the point that he started seeing like a lot of inconsistencies and this and that, and wrote a couple books and did this and that, and started going on radio shows and going on talk shows in the 90s and stuff where people would just scream at him, and he'd say, look, I found this point here and there, and then somebody would go, my grandmother died in the Holocaust. Are you saying my grandmother wasn't real? And he'd go, no, that's not what I'm saying. And it was this really stupid whole like career that he had of just being a demon, and he was like trying to figure out this story of like a lot of these discrepancies, which are mostly attributed to like white supremacist groups usually are the ones that talk about that stuff,
Right.
And this was a Jewish guy himself figuring, and I found it really interesting. So he disappeared in, like 94 or something, went totally off the map. Everybody thought he maybe was dead or whatever. And, just this year resurfaced because one of like 4 or 5 people who knew who he actually was his ex-girlfriend that got pissed off and outed him, and he was, I guess, a real wealthy, I forget what name he was going by, but he's a real wealthy guy out in L.A. or Hollywood or some such thing, or in California, somewhere around there, where he was very like a guy who was in tune with like movie stars and shit like this, and I guess he was sort of known as like throwing parties, and he was sort of like a social hub for like Hollywood conservatism and stuff. And I guess they're a lot of times real like demonized in Hollywood and LA scenes and this and that. You can't be conservative. So this guy was like this sort of underground hero for like Hollywood conservatives and sort of like running a hub of that kind of thinking in the very liberal, areas of California out there. And he was a big, party thrower and, social butterfly type and overall wealthy man or whatever. And they just found out he was the Holocaust revisionist, and now everyone's distancing themselves from him, and it's this big, well, I never knew, and I didn't know who he was, and this.
So
and
he reinvented himself.
So he reinvented himself as a totally new name.
Right.
He had money already, so he was able
Right.
to buy a new, it's not that much. Any one of us
Right.
could start a new identity. Mexicans do it every day for $1,200. You know what I mean? It's like, I only know that because I have Mexican friends that they're like, yeah, give me $1,200. Who you want your name to be? Like, all right,
Danny Goldberg.
yeah. Can I get a social security? Oh yeah, it works at the DMV. Yeah, wait, come on. Like, you got the money, way.
So did this just happen with this guy?
Yeah, just this year he got discovered as for
Right,
for who he was.
busted for.
And you see his picture, you can tell it's him.
Right.
He didn't have plastic surgery or anything. But
And what's his name?
David Cole.
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 Yeah,
And
David Cole.
he was a very interesting guy in the 90s, and a lot of his points were like, I didn't research that as thoroughly as a lot of things I have, and I'm not quite sure, but he made a lot of points that would make you think, he would do things like a lot of the numbers didn't make sense. Like a lot of people have accused the like Jewish lobbies and this and that over the years of like trying to co-opt the whole thing as being Jewish, and he was saying like, it wasn't as many Jewish people, and it was more gypsies and whoever, and Lithuanians or somebody, and this and that, and he would take immense heat for this, and I just found it so weird that it's like no one can dispute the history, because it's this like another one of those things where people have been convinced that like this is the crux of our pride,
Right.
and our existence, and like it's like, come on, if the guy's got a point, like you let him make his fucking point, right? It's very strange
Right.
how people identify culturally with certain things, and he also made the point, I think, of like the Holocaust term was not used for a long time until I think the 70s or something, and it's also he was making the point of like, why is this the term for the, and everything else is a genocide, but this one thing is a Holocaust. You know, it's like a lot of weird ways that history is taught, and he was just never even really got to a point that he was making. He was just saying, isn't this stuff kind of weird, you know?
Yeah.
Isn't it weird?
Yes.
And he was completely demonized just for going like, hey, isn't this kind of, you know, and yeah.
Right.
And he was
right.
himself. The weird thing is usually you get a pass when it's your own culture.
Right.
You're usually allowed to dissect your own thing, but he wasn't. Yeah, for whatever reason.
David Cole.
David Cole.
Gotta look him up. I
gotta check it out. So we're gonna get to that later in the show. But I don't know. You got any other thoughts to wrap it up?
No,
take a break?
I mean, just to get back to the original point, why you were so kind enough to invite me in, and I just hope Bruce Rauner is a successful governor in this state and moves the state forward, because this is what we need right now.
Well, I hope
we need a lot of success.
I would hope that one day somebody's right when they say that.
Well, he is right.
I would hope that at some point somebody would be right for the job, but I guess my only final point is I'm just not convinced that the job could be done well, and I just don't believe in the whole goddamn thing anymore.
But I got to tell you, the final thought,
all
one
right.
of the greatest lyrics
you
ever
can have the
written
final thought.
as a lyricist that you are.
Hold on a second. Sorry. Yeah, you go ahead.
One of the greatest lyrics ever written by a Jewish guy, by the way, by the name of Johnny Mercer.
There's a lot of great Jewish lyricists.
Oh, my God.
A lot.
And it goes like this. You've got to accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, and don't mess with Mr. In Between. So if that could all be our mantra, we'll be in good shape.
I like it, and I think we got a final thought coming from the gallery. What do you got there for us, Earthling?
We had a commercial, 3M.
Oh, 3M tape?
3M fucking all material that's made out of plastics. Yeah, they do.
They're like
everything.
a conglomerate, like DuPont. They just make all kinds of shit. Fucking poisoning the environment. Bunch of bastards.
Well, 3M makes like stickers, adhesives, fucking plastics.
And their stickers are the worst.
Fucking yeah.
I've used like I've ordered stickers from 3M. They lasted like 2 days and fell off of everything I put them on. I go to local fucking printers and get the real shit for like half the price. Fuck 3M.
Fuck 3M.
All right, was that good?
That's it. I just wanted to call and say we had. Also, I wanted to say one more thing.
Yeah.
I was dead on. North Dakota is the freest state.
Wow.
Was it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what's New Hampshire talking about? They're always bragging.
New Hampshire is like 7 down the list or some shit.
Is it really? That's not bad.
North Dakota, South Dakota, a few other states. Yeah.
Wow.
North Dakota just has the income tax thing, and they have the no car insurance thing, which is a big deal for people who are struggling. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's why it makes sense to people that are just regular people. They're just like, I'm going to New Hampshire. They know it. Well, Florida doesn't have an income tax either.
Right. Florida's another great state.
Yeah. And then they were like, where's the LeBron James going to choose to go to? Well, the place he saves $14 million. Fucking no-brainer.
Right.
Anyway. That was Florida, by the way.
All right. You done?
Yeah. You going to break or?
Yeah, we're going to break.
Turking, huh?
Yeah, I don't care. You're the one that always has to smoke a cigarette. I don't give a shit.
That's true. I'm always like, let's go to fucking break now. I'm fucking manic and shit.
No, I don't care. I'm just just making a radio show for the hell of it. Yeah, we will go to break. Actually, I'm going to play my favorite Jewish lyricist of all time, named MC Paul Barman. I don't know if
premium Jew bag.
Yeah, and MC Paul Barman is a guy, a Jewish rapper out of I think New York State, up north somewhere. So this is him. We're going to take a quick break. Thank you very much for tuning into the Sunday Evening Overdose. Goodbye.
I make death tunes take from MF Doom and
God is key. And we're back on a Sunday Evening Overdose. That was the Frogs. And I'm alone. Totally alone. I gotta get through the rest of the show here, which is not really important. because I don't think anyone's listening. So we're going to try, I guess, and try to fucking pretend like this matters. Here we go. Second hour UFO sightings. All right, everybody ready for this bullshit? UFO over nuclear plant on November 5th, 2014. We got a video coming in from UFOsightingsdaily.com. This is the second UFO video to come out of New Mexico in the last 2 years with a UFO over a power plant. There was another in March 2012. Aliens are interested in our technological advances and how we make energy, according to this fucking article. I'm going to check this video out, and post it to our site right now, or our fucking Facebook page. You fucking fags. Here we go. Didn't really make any sense either. But all right, so this is the video over the nuclear power plant in fucking wherever. God damn it, I wish I had people here with me. Laguna Verde Nuclear Power Station, Veracruz, Mexico. Let's check this out. Alright. This video apparently has no volume, but I am going to validate it or not, and it's up for those of you playing along at home. You can check this out. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, strange. Okay. So, what we've got here is a definite fucking strange hovering flying craft in the middle of the day. Pretty clear fucking vision here. Yeah, very, very, very strange. Very clear, too. Crazy. And it's in Mexico where no one lies. So these guys are taking some video. It looks like they're at work, and this thing is kind of zooming in and out behind these smokestacks and whatever. And what you've got here is like, it almost looked like a cross shape, like metallic object. Very, very, very clearly real and tangible there in the atmosphere. Then they catch up with it again here at the end of the video. And my Spanish is not really good enough right now to kind of tell what the fuck they're talking about. But, yeah, very good sighting there. And pretty nice video. So there's that down at the Laguna Verde. If you want to check that out, Laguna Verde Nuclear Power Station. I guess the Green Lagoon Power Station down there in Mexico. Let's see. Number 2. A UFO. New UFO seen in NASA Space Station video. Second UFO image in 4 weeks. Did we cover this last week? I thought we did, but I'm going to check it out again. This is in my fucking stack here. Let's check it out. Oh no, this is a different one. Oh, so they're just finding these all the fucking time now, because that would actually be like the third that we've covered in recent months that I can think of. So here, God damn it. I hate playing these fucking videos straight from the internet. Usually I've got a whole crew here. Take care of this shit. Fuck! Hang on. This is great. Just everything fucking freezing up. This is wonderful. You know, when I first did the show, I would come in like 6 hours early. Oh yeah, we're losing listeners left and right now. Here we go. I would come in like 6 hours early, and I would print everything out and read it over and like highlight it. And then somehow we convinced ourselves that it was a waste of fucking paper and whatever. And, you know, this is what I knew would fucking happen. Eventually this shit just fails you. Fucking technology always fucking fails you when you fucking need it. That's what happens. If you learn anything from horror movies and all that shit. The fucking horror show that is my life in this fucking radio show. Here we go. Let's try this again. God damn it. Holy shit. Alright, well, I'm done. Fuck it. This is not fucking working. Alright, UFOs are over. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. This is the worst show I've ever done. By far. No, actually, it was pretty good for a while. But now it's getting pretty terrible. Try another fucking there was another fucking UFO that if you guys remember that sighting from the Air France passenger that took a cell phone video of a UFO at the side of the plane. There's another video similar to that on a flight going over Iran. And that's going around, and I'm not even gonna really try to play it right now because you don't fucking need to see it, but I checked it out. It's going up on our page right now, and this is just like another sort of like ball of light kind of video, but pretty clear. Somebody out the side of a plane. There's a lot been going on lately. The Air France one was pretty fucking compelling. Little triangular thing that dipped in and out of the clouds while the passenger was filming. So, what else we got? That's it for fucking UFOs. Who gives a shit? We covered last week. Oh god, now it starts fucking playing.
I bet we can have all three of these guys on their devices.
Oh yeah, no. Just play a commercial. That's great. We lost another listener. Oh, they came back. All right. We covered this last week. The spirit in El Cucuy photo that's been going around everywhere has been fucking posting it because it kind of sort of looks like a guy up in the trees, like a glowing fucking figure up in the trees, but it's very clearly like refraction or reflection or some kind of shit of this effigy that they're burning, you know, and it's just a big dumb fucking meme that's been going around constantly in the paranormal circles, but it's so easily debunked. It's very disappointing how much legs it's kind of gotten. The local ghost hunter has a theory about the bizarre picture taken at the burning of El Cucuy in Albuquerque about a week ago, but it doesn't involve ghosts. The photo has been getting a lot of attention online after people notice a strange figure looming above the crowd. On Monday, Wendy J. and the Southwest Ghost Hunters Associated explained what she thinks it is. Basically, this is the exact match to the frame where the fire is. That's exactly what we fucking said on our show last week. Alright? Write an article on us, motherfuckers. Where's our fucking listeners? Sucks. I don't even want to do this anymore. Ghostly figure appears in 3 holiday snaps taken by a couple at Cypress Castle where traders were thrown to death. It's a common conception that ghosts show up in photographs. Still, it's unusual to capture the same apparition 3 times from multiple angles, hundreds of meters away and in broad daylight. Spooked couple Michael and Wendy Holmes believe they caught a ghostly figure in a number of shots taken while on a day trip to a historic mountaintop castle and monastery while on holiday in Cyprus. The Holmes were visiting the Mediterranean Isle for a family wedding, but it was only once they got home to England and looked at the images on screen that they noticed something was amiss. And they see this this white figure way on top of this fucking little platform that perhaps is a remnant of some suicide from long ago, and is sort of a figure of a person about to jump off the side of this cliff. And definitely a pretty cool little shot there. It definitely wasn't there when we took the picture, says Michael. Some people have said it's Photoshop, but I don't even have Photoshop, let alone know how to use it. I've got the original camera card, and the pictures are still on there. It's just bizarre. You can see arms and legs, and it definitely wasn't there when we took the picture. They do say that the camera picks up what the eye never can. This is definitely a cool little charged area, it looks like. The old fucking structures built in the side of the cliffs there. Looks like an old civilization. St. Hilarion Castle views across Kyrenia mountain range from the historic buildings are spectacular. Michael and Wendy from Buckingham visited the castle the day after his sister Janice's wedding last month. He added the castle used to be ruled by Prince John, and any traders would be thrown to their deaths from that part of the mountain. If it is a ghost, then I reckon it is him. So, there you go. It's a little ghost story from Cyprus. And that was in 3 separate pictures, by the way. So now we move on to Villisca. This is in Illinois, I think, actually. Is this right? No, in Wisconsin. Okay. Villisca asks, Villisca? Fucking shut up. Villisca axe murder house stabbing. Ghost hunter stabs himself outside haunted house. Holy shit. This is a famous fucking axe murder house. I've read about this before. I knew it was somewhere around here in the Midwest. It was the scene of a stabbing on Friday morning. According to KCCI, a Wisconsin man stabbed himself outside of the home, which many believe is haunted. Robert Lorson Jr. of Rhinelander, Wisconsin, was at the home on a paranormal investigation of sorts when things went awry. A police investigation is currently underway, and the man's motive is unknown at this time. Emergency crews were called to the area after midnight on Friday morning. The man was found in critical condition when he was transported to Crichton Medical Center in Omaha by helicopter. However, he is still alive. Police will be speaking with Mr. Lorson once he is well enough to talk about what happened. The Villasa axe murder house stabbing wasn't the first strange occurrence at the address. According to WOWT, there was another strange event at the home over 100 years ago. That event left several people dead, and their deaths remain a mystery to this day. The home is a popular place for ghost hunters to visit, and many say that there is a lot of paranormal activity there. The house is believed to be haunted. The entire family of Josiah Moore and 2 overnight guests were bludgeoned to death inside the house on June 10th, 1912. The person or persons responsible were never identified. So there you go. A lot of famous little fucking stories like that around these small towns. And a lot of pretty compelling ghost stories. I mean, there's stuff out there. A lot of these are bullshit, but once in a while you come across some pretty fucking awesome ones. There's some famous axe murder houses that have had some great fucking stories about, actually things similar to this. According to the website for the axe murder house, people can rent the house for one night for $428. Each additional night will cost a visitor around $80. Many paranormal experts who have stayed in the house have evidence of paranormal activity, which makes the home a sought-after bucket list trip for those who are interested in that sort of thing. And that's pretty fucking compelling when your place is so active that it gets to the point that you can really sell like those kind of prices for fucking people to just sit there and record. While tours have gone on 7 nights a week at the home for many years, this is the first time that someone actually harmed themselves during their visit. Some people really get freaked out being inside the homes where people have died. As previously reported by the Inquisitor, there is a relatively new website where people can check if anyone ever died in their home or any other home, as long as the address can be provided, and you can check that out for yourself if you fucking want to find out about it. But there you go. Hopefully I'm not spewing too much just total bullshit because I don't have anyone here to check anything for me. So I wanted to get on to the fucking I want to wait till my co-host gets back. If you're listening, actually, Earthling, I need you to call in as soon as possible because I got a couple of things. One being David Cole and the other being the fucking people arrested in Florida for trying to feed the homeless and this whole scandal that's been going on. And I think I'd like to get into that. So Earthling, if you're out there, please call back into the show so you can help me out with this. And I want to get to... you know what? While I wait for that, let's do this fucking thing. This video has been going around a lot. This religious heckler, all right? So if you haven't seen this, I don't know, this has been shared a lot. It's been a little bit of a controversial thing. But it's been posted by a lot of, like, I guess, like what are supposed to be progressive kind of sites or whatever, you know? And it's like a little girl heckling a Christian street preacher. And I'm not anyone who's, like, really overly defensive of Christians. I don't give a shit about Christians. I really I couldn't possibly care less about your stupid little superstition. I really don't give a shit. But this video I thought was interesting because it's illustrating kind of the attitude of a lot of atheists and so-called progressives and left-wing types, whatever. And I try not to buy into that left-right shit, but let me just play it. This is something that a lot of the people, I guess, that are calling themselves like liberal or progressive or something are very proud of this kind of thing. And what you've got is an 8-year-old girl or so, 9, 10, whatever, coming up on the street, and you've got like a doomsday preacher trying to do his thing out here on the street, and here's what ensues. Yep.
It's all that matters tonight is where you stand before God.
Shut up!
Before it's too late.
Shut it!
We can all be saved
Shut
tonight.
up!
And I pray that you turn and repent before it's too late. Turn from your sin.
Blah, 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 blah.
What is sin?
Blah, 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 blah,
Well, God
blah,
gave
blah,
his
blah,
commandments
blah, blah, blah.
so that we could see our sin.
Stop talking, no one listens!
And see, because of our sin,
Shut it!
that we need to turn to God.
Pie holes should be quiet!
We need to turn to God before it's too late, just like the rich man. The rich man didn't turn to God, and it was too late for him when he stood before God in heaven.
He wants to hear you!
And in hell, he lifted up his eyes.
Jesus, blah, blah, Jesus, blah, blah, blah.
Don't think that your own good works will get you to heaven. Nothing will get us to heaven but Jesus Christ. Jesus.
All right, so we just had a caller join us while I was playing that. Who's on the line?
Me, motherfucker. Co-host, sucker.
Oh, fuck, I never saved your number. All right, so I wanted you to call
What
in.
did you want me to weigh in on? What were you talking about?
Well, I want to get to a couple things, but have you seen that video I was just playing?
What? No, I was listening to it. It was fucking crazy. What was that?
It's some little girl. This has been getting shared around a lot, and this is some little girl harassing a fucking street preacher and telling him like and she's like looking at the camera the whole time.
Pie holes should be quiet!
Yeah, and she's like, you can tell she's like the boisterous little fucking bossy cunt of her third grade class, and we all remember that stupid cunt from our
Is she a widow?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay.
And she's very fucking like entitled and overly empowered, not for a woman, for a human. You know, she's just an asshole. She's a fucking pushy asshole. And she's clearly being put up to this by her parents, who then like proudly add their fucking like production company at the beginning of it and stuff, or whatever their fucking name is and their YouTube name and shit. I'm not even gonna say it, but
So can you tell me what she was saying to him?
yeah, here, I mean, I'll play it again.
And repent before it's too late. Turn from your sin.
She's saying, zip your lips. Isn't that fucking sassy?
I gave his commandments
She's saying blah, 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 blah right there. That's pretty clever. Hang on.
because of our sin.
Shut it!
That we need.
Shut it. There's another one. That's pretty good.
Quiet!
We need to-
Quiet. And she's doing this whole, like, she's just mimicking, you know, shitty fucking comedy and, just scumbag people that her parents, like her parents and who her parents probably associate with, like, just dickheads that are just overly, bought, like a lot of the fucking modern hippie crowd. I've said this a lot. They're just pushy and fucking bossy people that have found this passive aggressive way to be controlling. And they're just despicable fucking morons. And
I
she,
hope that she meets a man who banters her.
yeah, I hope she gets killed tomorrow. I hate her. Hang on.
We need to turn to God before it's too late, just like the rich man. The rich man didn't turn to God, and it was too late for him when he stood before God in heaven.
He wants to hear you!
Nobody wants to hear you. But see, but this whole thing is
She
like,
wants to hear him because then she wouldn't be able to fucking speak like a fucking cunt.
and like you guys are all stopped and this is like in an empty part of the street. He's not like in front of a crowded bar. He's there for whoever is passing by who might want to listen to his fucked up shit. And who cares? He's got the right to do it. Fuck him. Who gives a shit? You know, he's a doomsday preacher and that's what he wants to do. And you know what? At the end of the day, he's doing what he thinks is right. Okay? So that's the other thing. He's not trying to hurt anyone. Whether he is or not is a different conversation.
Is this in Los Angeles?
Huh?
Is this in Los Angeles?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm by myself.
Because I thought that doomsday
can't look
preachers
up
with the
cities.
signs, the end is near and all that shit, I thought that was only a movie thing until I went to Los Angeles. And showed up,
yeah.
those motherfuckers are out heavy over there.
You see it around. Hang on. Check this out. This is the worst part of the whole thing. She's got this line that's just awful, and I see all these progressive websites sharing this and like touting this line that's like pie holes should
Wait,
be.
are they praising her?
No, yeah, they are. A lot of people are praising this girl. Are like, look at this little girl that says all the things that we're all thinking, or something. Like, just like shut up. And this line that coming up right here is the worst of the whole thing. Here, check it out.
Okay.
And in hell he lift up his eyes.
Jesus, blah, blah, Jesus, blah, blah, blah.
Don't think that your own good works will get you to heaven. Nothing will get us to heaven but Jesus Christ.
Oh, wait.
Turn to God, and it was too late for him when he stood before God in heaven.
He wants to hear you.
And in hell,
Where is this fucking line?
we need to
Oh,
turn to
there
God
it is.
before
Hang on.
Shut it.
that we need to turn to God.
Pie holes should be quiet.
Pie holes should be quiet. Yuck.
Wait a minute. Is there
Dumb
an
little
adult
cunt.
next to her?
Pie holes should be quiet.
We need
Yeah, your pie hole will be quiet when I shove my grown man cock in your stupid 8-year-old throat until you're dead. Fucking dumb little cunt. Ugh. Am I too drunk and angry to do the show? Like this.
I don't know if that's proper that you said that about her mouth.
Fuck her. You know, and of course, like, whatever. I don't actually, like, she can grow up and change, and she might just be, you know, she's just acting out.
No, that seems weird. That seems staged. Is there adults
It
by
is.
her,
She's just acting out for her parents and shit. Oh.
I don't get it. Why would she be yelling? I don't get it. It seems
Because all right, imagine how many people around me and your age maybe had kids at like 22, 23, and it's pretty common for people our age to be like completely anti-religion, you know, which is fine. I don't care.
Anti-religion, but
And
I'm
so
totally free speech.
so am I, and I'm pro free speech, but there's people that are obnoxious with it that try to fucking police other people's right to say what they want to say. And you can't fucking do that. You wouldn't want that done to you. Don't tell your kid to run up to people and tell them, because when you teach your kid to run up and get in people's face and tell them to shut up about their spiritual beliefs, what you're teaching your kid to do is to do a thing that in most situations would get your kid's fucking teeth knocked out. Like, you know, it's not a good thing to fucking do.
You should keep an open mind, and probably you should tell your children to keep an open mind and listen to everybody.
Listen to the guy. If it's total bullshit, then leave. You're the one that stopped on the street to argue with him. It's just a little cutesy fucking.
That is true. That is true. You could have kept fucking walking. Not only that, the only fucking vibration, or the only oxygen vibration that offends me is the plane that flies over my house every day at 6:40.
Just some cunt fucking, you know, and I hate to, like, I don't want to be in the camp with, like, right wings or conservatives, but liberals fucking piss me off with shit like that. Like, the people that are calling themselves liberals, you're not liberal.
The people that want everybody else to do what they want them to do, and only do that way because
you're not liberal, you fucking cocksuckers. You're the biggest Nazis in this fucking country right now.
It's true.
You're not fucking liberals.
Their pussies are just bleeding out all over everybody.
Anyone that calls himself a liberal right now is really more conservative than conservatives. You call it progressive to fucking force your beliefs on other people, when really the conservatives, so-called, are more the camp of like live and let live, which I would consider, if we actually get there as a fucking society, that would be fucking progressive, if we actually lived and let each other fucking live and stop fucking with each other constantly and forcing beliefs on one another.
Yeah,
that would be
that's the only thing that coerces progression is live and let live.
Yeah, that
absolutely. But you know what? The liberals, they got nice sweaters, nice glasses as well, and they know a few words.
Well, and they know how to play the fucking the easy language games of I'm always right and I'm always tolerant and compassionate, and like, you know, it's a bullshit game of like, it's a game. That's what it is. It's a, you know.
They're pieces of shit, dude. Every liberal I've ever met is a piece of shit. Well, my college liberal professor said socialism. Fuck them, dude. They're fucking idiots. Listen, I stopped trying to act smart years ago because I'm a fucking idiot. You should do the same because that's what's real. You fucking retards.
Yeah, admit how dumb we all are in the grand scope of things. No matter how much you research, no matter how much you learn, we're all just one little piece of this whole big fucking consciousness. You're not that special. Yeah. You're not that, you know, no matter what you fucking do. You're really not.
I don't know where I've heard this, but I heard it. If the universe is in fact infinite, every single person is infinitely stupid. And I always like that. What do you think?
It's fine with me.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? We are all infinitely stupid.
So, anyways, that fucking religious heckler little girl. I hope she gets.
I don't get it. Why would an 8-year-old feel so strongly about telling that man that?
She doesn't. She's doing it to. She's doing it to entertain her parents and her parents' friends.
So, were her parents in her ear, or?
They were videotaping it, and my point is, like, me and you probably both know plenty of people who would do some shit like that. That, you know, you grew up with, like, most people in, like, the suburbs and shit where we grew up. We're like liberal Democrat people, you know, and they.
What do you mean? I'm not. What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
No, most people, like most average motherfuckers.
I thought you said were. Okay.
No.
Okay.
They're, so, you know, I'm sure we both and people who are listening know people that are in that camp of like, let's always just make fun of everything religious and just like, yeah, and for the most part, they're probably fucking right. It is a bunch of bullshit. Who cares?
Yeah, well,
you know,
but in the proper setting, I'm a fantastic troll, but
it doesn't. Yeah, but it doesn't mean.
You know, I don't give a shit that somebody's fucking preaching the word of Quesos Criso, Almighty Jesus Christ.
And it doesn't mean that then you have the arrogance to proclaim like what can and can't be said. You know, shut up, fucking cocksuckers. And yeah, a lot of people are really behind that little piece of shit, but fuck her.
It's funny that you called her a cock. You said she's a cocksucker, and plus you also said that you'd like to shove your cock in her dumb mouth. Yeah. And she's 8. That was funny when you said that.
I'm a good man and thorough. What I wanted to talk about was the feeding the homeless thing going on in Florida. You know about this?
Sure. Well, I know that in New York it became illegal to feed homeless. I know that it's going on everywhere. They don't want.
Fuck.
See what the government does is everybody tries to solve problems because we're generally good overall. Everybody's good, so we try to solve problems because that's what we do because we're good and we're people.
And you're talking about just humans in general. We want to solve problems. I'd agree.
Yeah,
right?
We like to solve problems. We like to help people that don't have shit. And then the government's like, no, you're no longer allowed to help motherfuckers.
So
we're no longer allowed to help people.
What this is going back to is Florida police handed out citations and threatened to arrest 2 priests and a 90-year-old veteran volunteer for feeding the homeless. A recently passed city ordinance makes sharing food a citable offense. And now, I don't want to go through all the fucking little details about this because obviously, like you said, this has been going on for years. Different cities around the country have done this before. You know, they tend to get this idea that official, you know, government-sanctioned welfare is okay, but private charity is, no, that's no good. What?
Right. They're making us point the finger. They're making us transfer liability. They are saying that we're not allowed to fix our own problems. That's exactly what they're doing.
And to me, it's all just part of the overall agenda that I see as pretty consistent throughout what our government does and says in trying to make us dependent and therefore subservient. And
I think I said this on our other radio show, Conscious Nexus, is that their main goal is to eliminate our ability to self-sustain.
Yeah, I would agree.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I do.
That's what they're doing. That's what it is we don't want you to know how to take care of yourselves. We want you to look to us, which gives us power.
But it's not as simple as the government. It's the people behind the government because they also run the media. The same agenda exists in the media. Let's teach everyone that they can't solve problems on their own. You should never take the law into your own hands. Yeah, right. You know, I mean, all this shit.
Somebody broke into your house with a knife and you fucking beat their fucking brains in with a baseball bat, you're going to jail for fucking murder.
Well, CBS local news doesn't encourage anyone to take the law into their own hands. This criminal certainly got a taste of his own baseball bat medicine.
What? Baseball bat medicine? Yeah.
You didn't hear that.
Yes, baseball bat.
I understand what you're doing. That's just, pretty funny.
You know, just in one of those non-jokes they do, you know. At the end, like they say it like it's a pun, but it isn't.
This crook never thought he'd be shot twice in the leg.
All right.
The donut shop.
Thought there was a pun coming there.
Never knew that justice would come around. Full circle.
Or if they do, if they do actually get one, it's like when, you know, they like run from the police, you know, and they like fly off a bridge into a pond, and it's like, these perps thought they'd be flying high, but ended up all wet. This is Jock Jacobson, CBS Local News. Yeah, this is always something terrible. I hate the news. God, how can you not hate the news? Who are you that watches the news? Why is it still on? Why is the fucking news? If the news was a sitcom, it would have been gone years ago.
Yeah, it's like hey,
years.
What we should do? We should tell people the news, but we should just tell it like an idiot, like all with no opinion whatsoever. Plus, we have to have a black chick, a white chick, and a black man, and a white man.
And a gay weatherman.
Tell you what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Fuck the fucking goddamn news.
So, Florida police...
When I was a kid, I thought the news was the worst, and then as I grew older, I thought it was more worse. Nobody wants to watch that.
So, the Florida police handed out the citations to these people. Fort Lauderdale police removed at least 3 volunteers, as well as the Sunday lunch they were serving to several dozen homeless people, citing a controversial new ordinance that prohibits food sharing. And by the way, hey, I just want to ask you, Earthling, what do you think happened to the food that they, I'm going to say it twice, stole. What do you think happens to the food that the fucking pigs stole from the people that were attempting to feed the homeless? Do you think it was put to good use or what?
No, they probably incinerated it and then took the ashes and fucking sprinkled them over fucking orphans' faces for fun.
Do you think maybe they put it in a big pile on the break room floor of the police station, and then they all just like took off the top layer of their fucking uniforms and their radios and everything and threw them to the side and just got on the ground on their heads.
Hello?
Yeah.
Do you know what came of the food, or are you just speculating?
I was just speculating.
Okay.
So, the video footage from Sunday, 3 officers arrive and interrupt the feeding program by removing 90-year-old Arnold Abbott, the Reverend Canon Mark Sims of St. Mary Magdalene Episcopal Church.
Is the 90-year-old guy, is that the guy who about to break the law?
Yeah, here, let's check this out real quick here. This is the video. And the cops are already on the scene. They're coming up behind the people, and they're taking them. The people are piously continuing to serve food to the homeless. And that might be the only time I've ever said pious in a genuine way. They're continuing to serve the homeless people, even as the cops are putting their hands on them. This is unfucking believable. You cock-sucking pigs. You fucking leeches on society. You fucking wastes of human fucking existence. You fucking evil, dark fucking spots on your family history. You fucking shames to your fucking ancestors. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You fucking disgraces. I fucking hate them. Go on.
No, they're the same thing. When we're in Illinois here, folks, for our international listeners. When we enacted this
was in Chicago, wasn't it? Was this? No, sorry. This was. This
they were allowed to bother you about it when they weren't before. So, like, before that, they weren't allowed to tell you were doing something bad, but afterwards, they were so fucking, like, what's the word? Like, gun-ho, is that the word? To tell you that, like, they were just so happy that they had another excuse to fucking bother you. Pieces of shit, man.
These
Even
cops,
though they knew that it was fine, and I see cops talking on the cell phone all the time. I mean, these laws are bullshit, man. And like I said before, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Go down to the fucking council, whoever passed these laws, and hurt them with violence, with your hands and fists and sharp things. I'm seriously at that point.
Me too.
We need to fucking
I'm done, dude.
people.
I'm fucking
bad.
done. Come kill me for fucking saying it. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm done with
I don't
this.
give a shit either.
How is it? How can we be in a society where we're scared to fucking call these guys out for what they are? These fucking motherfuckers should be slaughtered in the fucking streets. These fucking pigs. These fucking pigs.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to be hurt really badly by people, and then once people hurt them very badly, they won't keep doing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll be like, well, their cop did that, and those people hurt him bad, and they'll be like, well, looks like they have the upper hand now. You know?
I would love to make this world a dangerous place to be a cop. I would love to make this world
absolutely.
a very
It's supposed to
fucking
be.
dangerous place to be a bloated fucking piggy. I'd love to see your throat slit in the fucking street, you fucking parasitic vermin, worthless fucking vermin. Listen to them talk about this guy about his citation.
Yeah.
Everything will be explained in here. There's a citation. You guys continue to have the citation. Do you have any type of identification on you?
Sure. Here's my identification. Here's my soul. It's called a knife in your fucking throat. How do you... That's what I would do. I mean, here's how I identify myself as a man. I'll slaughter you here in the goddamn street like the filthy fucking vermin you are. Oh, I hate you fucking pigs.
I've said it. Okay, sorry.
The abilities cannot freaking work.
Sir, can you please step back 5 to 10 feet, please? I'm doing an investigation here. I don't think you're
investigation. You need an investigation.
That's close enough.
I'm doing an investigation here.
You know, you fucking piece of shit. He's pulled over an 80-year-old and a 90-year-old, and he's writing him citations with all his fucking weapons all over him. Him and his fucking 10 friends in black outfits.
Step back, sir. You're filming me with a cell phone. Step back, sir. Step back. I'm conducting an investigation.
I'm an official cocksucker right here. I'm sucking cock in an official capacity. Can you step back? Can you step back so I don't bite your fucking cock off?
Sir, can you please step back 5 to 10 feet, please?
Yeah. I'll step back 5 and 10 feet because it makes more sense than trying to shove my gun up under your fucking chin, you fat motherfucker.
I'm doing an investigation here. I don't think you're
investigation. You need an investigation.
Fucking step back 5 or 10 feet and blow your fucking brains out, pig.
Listen up. Actually give your name. Yeah, you do. We're not the media. I'm a civilian. What is your name? Yeah, I'm a civilian, and I like your name.
Yeah, you're a civilian, so is the fucking cop. So is every cop. Every cop is a civilian. They try to fucking pull that shit.
How do you know what capacity I'm in? You haven't even talked.
She's now searching the food coolers.
Fortunately, you don't know what searching is. But maybe one day you'll go to law school and you'll find out.
What's your name, officer? What's your name, officer? You can't even wait until they're done. We all know where those are going, huh?
That's the guy filming. The cops are rounding up all the shit from Dunkin' Donuts. He says we all know where those are going. Yeah.
Well, what people need to do is this is kind of pretty
you
simple.
know, and you do know where those are going.
Hey, everybody get to the break room. Take off your uniforms. Let's just go family style in our underwear and eat it off the floor.
We're a bunch of fucking worthless pigs. Sorry.
What you need to, it's really simple if you think about it. What we need to do to solve this problem is what you do is that you You identify the organs, they need to have their consciousness active, and then you eliminate those organs.
Cut them off, maybe separate one from another. That usually works. Cut.
Yeah, sure.
Cut the connection from the brain to the rest of the body. That always works.
The brain, you can do a little kidney fucking jabbing, whatever. We just gonna hurt them real bad. But plus, like I said, I've talked about this before on the show. Next time you see somebody pulled over and a cop at their window, ice him. Ice that motherfucker. Say you weren't paying attention. You swerved off the road for a second. Fuck them. Kill them.
It's called
all of them.
You remember what it's called, right?
What's that?
The buddy system.
Yeah, that's right. Did I coin that?
I don't remember if it was me or you.
One of us coined it. It's called the buddy system.
It's called the buddy system.
You see somebody pulled over, you see a cop at their fucking window, you fucking grease that motherfucker.
Hey, you want to make a friend?
Run that motherfucker the fuck over.
You want to make a friend?
Let them know that they can't pull people over.
You want to make a friend? You do what you can,
Do what you can. Yeah, fuck them.
Help them out a little bit.
No, I'm serious. I really don't like the fact that their legs work. I don't like that they can move. I don't like anything about their existence. I want them to go away.
It's us against them at this point. They're arresting people for.
It's always been us against them.
They're a brute.
Always been that way.
They're a complete. They're at this point. They're no joke. They have no justification for what they do. They're a complete brute force. Just enforcing the fucking interests of the rich and at the expense of the poor, and that's it.
Well, they're not doing that knowingly. They're enforcing their fucking low IQ, their personality disorders. I mean, at the expense of themselves. Honestly, they don't know what they're fucking doing. They're fucking morons. Imagine every stupid person you've ever fucking met gets the power to have a fucking radio that they can call 1,000 other stupid motherfuckers on, and then they think that they're the shit because they have 1,000 other motherfuckers on the end of their line that will come and kill you too. We need to kill them too. We need to kill, because there's a lot more of us.
There's a lot fucking more than us. All of us. How many cops do you think there are versus people who hate cops?
How many cops are there versus people who hate cops?
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be 10 to 1.
It's minuscule. It's not even measurable. And the thing is that everybody wants to say, oh, well, look at that guy. He got pulled over by the cops. Ha, 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 ha. It's a good thing it wasn't me. Well, hey, guess what? It's going to be you. I think that our show, the Sunday Evening Overdose, has advocated the murder of police for the last 8 weeks. I think that's what we've been doing.
That's pretty much been our main thing.
And I hope somebody tries to give us some heat over it, because you know why? Because then we'll show them that we are ready to hurt cops.
And you know what? No, and we can also show that we're ready to defend our views in an intellectual forum. We can do that. We can do it all the way. It doesn't matter. Hey, come show your gang-like fucking brute mentality and hear us talking this shit and come try to hurt us. Fine, we win. Come debate us intellectually. We win. Let us go to do our work. Yeah. We win.
You bring your metal accelerator near me, and I'm going to fucking hurt you bad first.
No, okay? We win, dude. We win no matter what, because they're fucking wrong for what they're doing. So good people win.
That's right.
Bad people lose. It doesn't matter who dies first. Okay? It doesn't matter who it doesn't matter who jails who. We win. We fucking win. That's just how it works. It just is written in the fucking stars. We fucking win.
Isn't jail so weird? Isn't jail the weirdest thing? Hey,
yeah, it's very weird.
I hate not being able to leave a room. You know what? I hate not being able to leave a room too. Hey, let's take our fucking subjects and make them not be able to leave a room if they do something that we don't like.
Mm-hmm.
That is so fucking creepy weird. It's
the ultimate.
Crazy.
It's the ultimate form of dehumanization. Is any kind of imprisonment.
It is.
Any kind of imprisonment, be that, and that ranges from you got handcuffs on for my protection, all the way to
right.
But whether it's by cops or a rapist who holds someone down and makes them do something they don't want to do, anything like that. Anytime someone restrains you and forces you to do something, That is the most dehumanizing.
You know what I? Yeah,
act
you're right.
That can
You're right.
be
Keep
done.
going.
Not killing you. Killing you doesn't change your soul. Killing you doesn't change you as a human. Restraining you and forcing you to do things you don't want to do changes your soul. And anyone who's been locked up, mistreated, beaten up, abused as a child, fucking raped as a woman or a man even, or whatever. Anyone who's been through some shit like this knows that what I'm saying is true. Killing you couldn't take from you what that kind of shit takes from you.
Yeah, right. And then millions of movies, like, people are just like, no, kill me. You know, same thing. Just, you know what? No, kill me. You know, it's better than, I'm not, how does that saying go? Live on your knees or die on your feet?
No, I'd rather die on my...
It's important to not be subservient to weirdos.
I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees or some shit.
I'd like to restrain a police officer, take a cinder block and smash his face in, only enough to where he'll heal up for like 2 weeks, and I'll keep him locked in a room, and I'll come back and I'll fucking keep smashing him with it. Until he, just on the edge of death. That'd be the perfect thing ever.
I'd like to do that and then also put it in the newspaper and get away with it and have the media apologize for me.
Yeah, that's what they do. They apologize for. Yeah, you're right. We need to torture police officers, and then we got to have a group of guys who own a big Jew bag fucking radio or news station. Tell everybody that we're right. We're in the right.
Hey, why'd you have to say Jew bag while I had a Jewish guest in the studio earlier?
I didn't know he was Jewish.
Well, yeah, he was. He talks pretty Jewish. You didn't know he was Jewish?
I don't think he's mad at all.
No, I'm sure he wasn't mad, but I don't know if like maybe that's offensive.
No, the reason I said Jew bag is because I'm on the Jew bag meter. You got like 40 more points above me. I'm only at like 13. You're at like 28. So I have to get my Jew bags up. You know what I mean?
Who, me? Because I've said it before.
Yeah, you've said it about 28 times. I've said it about 8.
Yeah,
so
well, we say
my Jew bags up. It has nothing to do with him. I didn't know that.
We talk shit about everyone when they're not here. You know, it's different when like I'm here and I have to look at him. You know, like
did you see him? Did you see his big Jew Adam's apple fucking shift up and down?
No, is that a thing?
Okay,
I didn't.
We're good. Then we're good. Sorry,
I didn't know. Is that
you're a really cool guy? I love you.
I didn't know. I didn't even know that was a thing about Jewish people. They have a big Adam's apple.
Yeah, when they get nervous, the Adam's apple goes bananas. Everybody knows that.
Oh, but yeah, you can't. I would be totally, I would be totally different if there was a Mexican in the studio. You know,
well, Mexicans aren't even people, really, though.
No, I would. I talk a lot of shit about Mexicans. I'm the first one to admit it.
They're the worst.
But if there was a Mexican here, I'd totally try to like work it out.
Yeah, I'd be like, yo, home.
Yeah, just like
you want to, yeah.
Let's talk about it because I have some differences and some concerns with your culture, but I'd like to discuss it fairly.
I'd like to understand what you guys say. Good when you answer the phone, you fucking weird fucks.
Yeah, bueno. Like, shut up. What good? Nobody said, like, yeah, that is a good point. Bueno. Every Mexican say good. Bueno when they answer the phone.
Yeah. So I just pick up the phone and say, good. Like, what are you being a weirdo for, you fucking greasy fucking Mexican?
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're greasy, but I mean, yeah,
well, the greasiness.
I was saying they're greasy. I'm sorry.
But the greasiness comes from their European, because they're fucking part Southern European. They're the same greasy as me from my Italianness. You know?
Right. Italians, they're Spanish. Yeah, they're greasy as fuck.
Yeah. They're the same, but they're the same. They're the same greasy as
Mexicans
fucking. You know.
But I like a lot of Mexicans. They know how to take a good racist joke. They take it real good.
Oh, they don't give a shit. Because they're actually the most racist ones out of everyone.
Yeah, but I feel like that when you tell them racist things, I feel like they take it very well.
Yeah, dude, they can handle it. I mean? They can handle it. The most Mexican
their
people.
brains are so small. It's science. It's science. This is a fact. This is
science.
This is true. This is fact.
It's science. Their brains are smaller. They have to handle it. They
have to handle it. I mean, all they're looking forward to is having lunchtime and cooking up some steak and putting it on a fucking tortilla.
And if we don't allow them to cook for us, they've got nothing. They've got to fucking just take a joke once in a while.
No, dude, I think that their food is very delicious in all its various forms of the same thing.
We've lost a bunch of listeners over the past fucking 5 minutes. We have. Oh,
I don't give a fuck. Do you give a fuck?
Well, I hope one of them wasn't Stuart. I hope he wasn't mad. I don't think he was mad.
No, I smoothed that out. I just smoothed that out.
Yeah, but then we started saying Jew bag a whole bunch. I don't know.
Yeah, but we smoothed it out by being logical.
That leads me back to the point of old Gentle Bags Johnson. Nobody would be fucking...
Old Gentle Bags Johnson, you wouldn't even know if he was teabagging you. You couldn't even tell.
I'm a Gentile. Call me a Gentile bag, and it's a compliment because of Gentle Bags Johnson. Let's go to break. Do you want to hang out for the last bit of the show?
Okay, let's go to break. Make sure it's like 10 minutes so I can charge my phone up, and I definitely am down to hang out for the last bit.
All right, let's take a quick break.
I know that's not a song. I know that's your mouth.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us here on the worst show ever. It's the Sunday Evening Overdose.
It's the best show ever.
It is to a lot, but if we could
advocate killing officers of the law, we fucking say Jew bag and Mexican spick and all this shit, and it's fine because it's real.
Yeah, this is how people talk.
I'm gonna charge my phone.
Are you calling back or what?
Yeah, I'll call back in about maybe 15. So go ahead and start it off by yourself. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, I got it. All right, we will be back in a couple of minutes here on the Sunday evening. Overdue.
Don't forget to fuck yourself.
Oh, yeah. And we are back on the Sunday Evening Overdose. And that was perhaps the greatest rock and roll song of all time, Reelin' and Rockin' number 2 by the Frogs. Thank you for sticking with us here. And it's late in the evening on the old November 10th. The old November 10th, 2014. And we're going to move on to a couple more stories before we fucking take off out of here for the night. David Cole is a guy that I want to talk about. And I hope my co-host calls back in again because I'm fucking horrible at doing this by myself these days. Republican Party Animals operator David Stein says he is really David Cole, that he still holds controversial views, and he's not apologizing for who he is. Now, if you don't know who David Cole is, you're retarded. David Cole was a Holocaust revisionist, okay, in the 80s and 90s. This guy had some great interviews and some ideas and things that he was trying to get out there about basically about the story of the Holocaust. And this is stuff that's typically attributed to like white supremacist groups and maybe some like fringe New World Order types of conspiracy groups and stuff like that. And people that believe in maybe like the Zion, the Zionist network, really is controlling everything and stuff like that. This is a view that a lot of people have, that like the Holocaust, it's not that it didn't happen. They think that it's been repurposed and reworked and kind of given a makeover to focus more on persecution of Jews. than it actually should have been. So that's the issue that a lot of people have with it, and some of the numbers, I guess, don't add up to a lot of people, and this and that, whatever. I personally cannot really give my view on it because I haven't done the research. I have watched a lot of stuff by David Cole, thought it was very interesting, didn't follow up with a lot of hardcore research, and but I did want to kind of get into it a little bit tonight because it's a very interesting topic, and I think what to me stuck out about it was this guy was demonized to an extreme extent on any show he appeared on, anywhere he went in the media. He was completely shit on, and he was a pretty likable and nice dude who he also, by the way, Jewish. So he's supposed to be able to to like dissect his own culture and maybe point out some flaws. That's usually the rule, but he wasn't allowed to, and he was totally shit on. There was a lot of clips of him of just people completely misunderstanding his argument, blatantly in the media, and him being portrayed as a total lunatic. So the point is, he went into hiding years ago, apparently. Nobody really knew what happened to him. He disappeared, I think back in the mid-90s, and let's see. Here's what he says. He gave an interview to The Guardian this week after he was outed by, I think, an ex-girlfriend as being this notorious Holocaust revisionist. And now, don't forget, he's made a complete other life for himself. He's over the past 20 years or whatever, he's become... He founded an organization called the Republican Party Animals, drew hundreds to regular events in and around Los Angeles, and he was a darling of conservative blogs and talk shows. And from what the other things that I read, he was kind of a hero behind the scenes to a lot of the people on the West Coast, which is notoriously liberal and progressive and whatever else they fucking call themselves, and so-called conservatives apparently are persecuted out there. And so he was kind of like a part of a social hub of, like, underground Hollywood conservatives and this and that, and he was a pretty cool guy to a lot of people, supposedly. But anyways, this article says his brazen reinvention as a social networker and political pundit deceived a roll call of conservative politicians, filmmakers, journalists, and broadcasters who had no clue about his past. A falling out with a friend led to his unmasking in his social circle 2 weeks ago, when a group of former supporters was shown YouTube clips of Cole's incendiary and until then forgotten television appearances in the early 1990s. Which is funny because that's how out of touch these people were. I fucking know this guy. I know what he looked like. I've seen all the videos. If you've done a lot of like conspiracy type of research, you're going to know who this guy is. And he doesn't look all that different. He didn't get plastic surgery, whatever. I recognize him when I saw the pictures of him as an older man. He doesn't look different. It's him for sure. And it's funny, he didn't really, they just didn't, nobody knew, and then they just showed them the clips, and wow. As a combative 20-something with tousled black hair, he was a vilified guest on chat shows hosted by Phil Donahue, Montel Williams, Morton Downey, among others, and was depicted as a neo-Nazi on news shows such as 60 Minutes and 48 Hours. My friends are horrified, says Cole. He's now 44 and has grayed hair. They rang an email to ask if he was really if it was really me. The Hollywood types are the ones hurting the most right now because they could be harmed by this. I'm feeling a certain amount of guilt. That's what he says. But he hasn't recounted his views, or recanted, I should say. He hasn't recanted his views. The half-dozen former friends and acquaintances interviewed for this article stressed that no one suspected his secret and that no one should be tarred with his views. So everyone is distancing themselves from this. And again, there's nothing that controversial about what he says. Really, there isn't that anything harmful. People tend to associate events with their culture. They tend to think, okay, if I'm a Jewish person, I need to be rigid on the history of the Holocaust. Well, why? if you're an individual and you're have any kind of like intellectual pursuits in this world, you should want to listen to anyone who has a controversial viewpoint. If it's easily put down, then easily put it down. But, to try to shut people down for what they say is intellectual sloth, and it's deplorable, in my opinion. But I wanted to get into some of this fucking...
Well, it does seem incredible that anybody should ask the question, but they...
And for those of you who don't remember, that's old Phil Donahue. This was what a TV host was like in the 90s.
Did the Holocaust really happen? And what proof do we have that even one Jew was killed in a gas chamber? Those questions, however, are being asked and causing furors on campuses all across...
I like how he said furors. It's so close to Führer. And he said Führer, and I know that was on purpose. Listen to the way he said it, too. And he's just hearkening back to the, the term for Hitler.
Chamber. Those questions, however, are being asked and causing furors.
Yeah, that's not how anyone talks. Fucking scumbag.
On campuses all across America, provoked by an ad which is offered by a person that you're about to meet who suggests that the Holocaust needs revisiting. Here is how we put it in this report prepared for our program. Watch this. In just the last 6 months, 15 college newspapers across the country have run advertisements that call for a, quote, open debate of the Holocaust, unquote. The ad claims that the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum in Washington, D.C. has no proof whatever of homicidal gassing chambers and no proof that even one individual was gassed in a German program of genocide. The ads have caused an uproar everywhere, sparking protests from students and boycotts of the papers. The man who placed all the ads, Bradley Smith, has been called anti-Semitic and a neo-Nazi because of the challenges of the Holocaust. Smith claims he simply wants the truth to be told, that Jews were never placed in gas chambers, and that the figure of 6 million Jewish deaths is an irresponsible exaggeration. And he's not alone in his beliefs. A recent poll by the Roper Organization found that 22% of all Americans believe it's possible the Holocaust never happened.
Whoa, that was 94. And that was a pretty reputable poll. Says 22% of people says it's possible the Holocaust never happened. I really doubt that would happen now. I really doubt it would get past 2% at this point.
Another 12% say they don't know. So in a time when over 5,000 visitors are crowding the new Holocaust Museum every day, and the film Schindler's List is reducing jaded moviegoers to tears, the question should be asked, how can anyone claim the Holocaust was a hoax?
So, I like that justification. That's the mainstream media gets a little bit craftier as you go along, but this is how sloppy they were back then. Did you hear the justification there? In an era where so many people are visiting a Holocaust museum, and there's a movie about the Holocaust that's grossing a shitload of money, doesn't that make it ridiculous that somebody would make these claims? So they don't bother fucking having a real...
Responsible for those ads.
Oops. They don't really...
The question should be asked.
Listen, this is their fucking question. They don't bother really having a viewpoint on it.
How can anyone claim the Holocaust was a hoax? Say they don't know.
Sorry. Here we go.
So in a time when over 5,000 visitors are crowding the new Holocaust Museum every day, and the film Schindler's List is reducing jaded moviegoers to tears, the question should be asked, how can anyone claim the Holocaust was a hoax?
And that's the thing, you might have a valid point, but that wasn't one. I mean, these Holocaust revisionists get demonized constantly, but I've never seen one fucking logical debate on the subject, and that's what interests me. So here's what happens when you go on TV in the 90s with this view. Pisnoint.
The man responsible for those ads is with us, Bradley Smith, who is going to tell us that he is not an anti-Semite and he's not a Jew.
However, you introduced the story inaccurately, and so did your man on the television. We never say. It's simply a press cliche. Nobody says the Holocaust never happened. This is one of the things that should be gotten straight right away. I had to change the text of my ad. The text now reads, I do not say the Holocaust never happened. What I say is, if there were no gas chambers, what was the Holocaust?
Bradley Smith comes off as unreasonably feisty in the first...
What the fuck is this? I didn't mean to play this guy's fucking interpretation of this fucking video. Holy shit. Sorry about that. Wait, but actually, now that I just heard that guy's voice, maybe we should listen to it for a second. This is Melbourne Mister on YouTube. Melbourne MR.
First minutes of the show, only because he wants to limit the conversation to talking specifically about proof of gas chambers.
How could you listen to someone who talks like this? God damn it. Listen to this fucking guy. This is what a like severely raped asshole would talk like if a severely raped by multiple large cocks asshole could then talk in a fart voice. This is what it would sound like.
Whereas Phil Donahue wants to talk about the Holocaust in general.
I'm so glad that I don't have those fucking dicks up me anymore. It's so much better to just be wide open to the environment.
What I say is, if there were no gas chambers, what was the Holocaust? It's a very different thing, and the press should try to start getting right. No, it's very important.
All right. You do not deny that anti-Semitism in Europe in the 30s, most especially Germany, Poland, and environs, was visceral, and that Hitler...
We're not talking about any of that. Listen,
please don't be upset with my question.
I'm not upset, but the question is outside the parameter of the issue. I'm running an advertisement that says the museum
We're
has
3
no
minutes
proof
into this
that-
program, and
well,
you don't like my question.
Do you see how they try to twist this? Like, the guy has a valid point. Look, your question isn't valid. And he's going to stick to this, like, you're getting emotional about my question. Like, yeah, these guys are constantly demonized and fucked with.
The question has nothing to do with what I'm doing.
No.
I'm not. Listen, this isn't.
Let's accept your point here. May I ask you the courtesy of responding to this question?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Do you believe that there was engineered by Hitler and the Third Reich a strategy of eliminating Jews called the final solution? Do you believe that?
I don't believe it anymore. I used to. I don't believe it. But that's not what I'm talking about. See, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, you won't ask the right question. The question is this. We have a $200 million museum in Washington, D.C. It's in America. It's not in Europe. And in the museum, the whole museum is dedicated to the proposition that Jews were killed in gas chambers. They don't have any proof in the museum that Jews were killed in gas chambers. As a matter of fact, they're so sure of guys like you, we'll never ask them the questions they've even in the press, nothing personal.
Guys like me.
In the press, guys like you, who don't they've even invented a new gas chamber for the museum that we've never heard about before. Mm-hmm. And they don't even know where it is. The historian says it may have been, quote unquote, near Gießen. Yeah. This is the best historical writing that $200 million can buy?
Very good. I didn't interrupt you, no. I do ask you, however imperfect my...
Yeah, you did interrupt him constantly with your little grunting weird sounds, you fucking horrible host.
...questions may be, to at least grant me the courtesy of trying to speak to these questions.
Sure.
See, now he's posturing himself... and this is what interests me about, and again, you can do your research, I can do mine. I'm not going to really go into that right now, but what interests me here is how the media treats people who are Holocaust revisionists as, like, they don't give them a fair chance. It's not a topic they're willing to debate on, and that's suspicious. I mean, if you have anyone in your life who has a certain agenda, if you bring that up and try to have a logical debate, they will be dodgy and emotional, and they will try to use little, like, weird factoid things on you. And I mean, this is how a shifty person acts. So This guy's been reasonable the whole time. He's trying to explain that the guy doesn't understand his point of view and he's asking the wrong questions. And
asked them the questions they've even in the press, nothing personal. In the press.
And Donahue is, adding his little fucking interjections the whole way.
That we've never heard about before. Mm-hmm. And they don't even know where it is. The historian says it may have been, quote unquote, near Gießen. Yeah. This is the best historical writing that $200 million can buy?
Very good. I didn't interrupt you. Now, I do ask you, however imperfect my questions may be, to at least grant me the courtesy of trying to speak to these questions.
See, now he has this unreasonable fucking stance of like, well, since you said my question wasn't valid, now, Mr. Master of all questions ever of the universe, is it okay if I ask a question of my own? Like, as though you're not allowed to stand up for yourself and call someone out for asking an invalid question. Now this cocksucker has to try to turn this fucking emotional thing around and act like he's been persecuted in this fucking exchange.
Sure. This is just to figure out
I'd like to do
where you are, and it is in point, in my imperfect opinion. Do you believe people in Nazi Germany were taken away and killed because they were Jewish?
Well, they were certainly taken away, and Jews were killed. Everybody was killed. This is one of the vulgarities of this story, is that some 40 millions of people were killed during World War II and were asked to be unusually sensitive to a fragment of those who were killed.
Bingo. And I fucking agree. I have to say, it's always kind of rubbed me wrong how this entire thing is meant to be the Jewish genocide, and it's all about the goddamn Jews. Just kidding out there. My Jewish pals, who are actually my drummer and my friend in studio tonight, are both Jewish. But no, really, there is a weird fucking thing about it's never mentioned the millions of gypsies and other Eastern Europeans who were slaughtered. It just is a strange fucking thing.
We're all
so the Jews did not suffer any. The Jews did not suffer because of their Jewishness.
Sure, Poles suffered because of their Polishness. Ukrainians because of the Ukrainianness.
Hitler tried to kick the Jews out of Europe.
Oh my God! For those of you who just tuned in, we are watching the Holocaust gas chambers debate on the Donahue Show by Holocaust deniers, not deniers, I don't use that term, Holocaust revisionists, David Cole and Bradley Smith. And this fucking dude, Melbourne Mister, has the most hilarious giant asshole fart voice of all time. And he's doing the commentary here. Let's check this guy out. You're back on, Earthlings.
And created propaganda against them. But Hitler did not try to kick the Poles and Ukrainians out of Europe. So it is a very different thing.
Sure, Poles.
Do you hear that guy's voice?
They try to... Yeah, go ahead.
No, you like that? You like Melbourne Mister's voice?
Well, I'm not too concerned with that, but Hitler tried to divide and conquer just like we do today. I mean, it wasn't like that. It wasn't solely Jews. He was against everybody. He told the pure people he was against the Masons. He was against the Jews. He was against any affiliation that wasn't German blue-eyed weirdos. But secondly, Auschwitz, which was the biggest concentration camp facility that the Germans had, did not have proper ventilation systems into the so-called gas chambers. Third, in order for, 6 million Jews to, was it 6 million?
Yeah, that's what they say.
6 million Jews to die, it would be like fucking, it would have to be, 4 people per minute during the duration of the war. It's just logistically impossible. Fourth, it would have filled up. I believe the number is like 9 football stadiums of dead people, and not in the seats, like a fucking cereal bowl. You understand?
Yeah.
And these graves have never been found. It's a complete fucking farce, dude. It did not occur. that many Jews were not ethnically cleansed. He wasn't into ethnic cleansing. He was into divide and conquer for the purposes of recruiting soldiers, not for the duration of the war. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and from what I understood, it was a lot more about the free workforce, which is like, then you get like, nobody can deny how evil Hitler was. It's not like we don't think Hitler was evil. You know what I mean? They try to make the argument black and white.
He wasn't evil. He was working for the bankers. But good.
Well, he's just as evil as anyone, dude. He was really, yes, he was really evil. Are you kidding? Hitler was evil.
He invaded less countries in 1 year than we've invaded in 1 year. Guaranteed.
Is that true? You should look that up.
Well, he invaded. Okay, so he simultaneously invaded Poland, Italy. Well, no, Italy. Mussolini was on his side, so he invaded Poland. He invaded France. He invaded Russia. We fucking invaded 35 African countries last year. Okay. This guy is a fucking pussy, dude. He didn't do shit. Plus, he got his fucking ass whooped, so why is he so fucking important? Plus, he didn't kill that goddamn many Jews. And I'm pretty sure that the fucking global census of the Jews before the war was somewhere around 9 million. After the war, it was somewhere around 11.5 million. So tell me how he killed 6 million of them motherfuckers. And tell me why, if we went over there and us American soldiers stormed the beaches at Normandy, fucking France, fucking killed this motherfucker, General Patton fucking laid the smackdown on that motherfucker. Why are we paying Israel reparations for their fucking losses during the war? I think it's somewhere in the fucking realm of 10 billion a year we give them. It's fucking ridiculous.
Now, and how much of the influence that like we have over like how we view I was gonna say how we
Did you just say that?
Well, I was gonna say how we view Jewish
oh, we Jews.
I just mixed up the V and the G, J. I was gonna say how we like view Jewish like plight or whatever in our society. How much of that is a result of Israel's influence over our government media, do you think?
Well, most of the media companies are owned by Jews, so you have to look at that first. And it's a lot. We view it through Jewish eyes. All of our media is through Jewish eyes.
Plus, a lot of American Jews do have like a loyalty to Israel for some reason. You know.
Zionist.
Yeah. So let's listen to this guy again. See what he has to fucking say. I fast forwarded to where David Cole comes on because previously we've been listening to Bradley Smith, and now the guy who just resurfaced again, who was disguising himself, is about to come on.
I believe that what you've done here can no longer be ignored by mainstream media, and I should say is not being ignored. You appear with us in the company of David Cole, who is a Jew by birth. So, David, you enjoying my program so far, David?
I'd like to get in here at some point.
You're looking a little bit... you want to get in, too, huh? You're nervous about time running out. You say there's no proof of gas chambers or the genocide of 6 million Jews. I should ask Mr. Smith, how many Jews died in your estimation?
I don't know. Well, I was going to get in. I was mistaken. Sit back for a while.
You take people to... a concentration camp and show us a door that opens from the inside?
Well, now, wait a minute. I want to first say that my studies are based on my own examination into the physical evidence.
And this is David Cole talking again. He has a great stereotypical Jew voice and appearance, and therefore, based on American cultural rules, you're allowed to tear apart your own culture. He should have that fucking luxury, just like everyone else is usually allowed to do that to themselves. For some reason,
Carlos Mencia.
Yeah, everyone, dude. Everyone is allowed to do that. Everyone. everyone, but for some reason he's not. That's what interested me about this in the first place.
Yeah, okay, so he's a Jew. That's a denier. Is what you're saying.
And most of the time,
fabulous.
Most of the time, people are greatly rewarded for tearing down their own culture. Most of the time, like Bill Cosby comes out and he's like, you know, all the stuff that like a lot of black people hold as their own. He's like, this is just how you're fucking, you know, putting yourself at disadvantage in society. And people like heralded him as like a you know, he's speaking the truth and he's really brave to say all this that shit.
Right.
You know?
So this guy is
like,
he's the anomaly that
anyone
bombs his own culture and gets the heat for it. Right.
Anyone. There's tons of white comics and fucking white activists that just talk about how evil European influence has been over the Americas and their hair. You know, this guy is tearing his own fucking his culture apart, basically, and he's not allowed to. So let's check this out. Hang on.
The gas chambers, the buildings claimed to be the gas chambers, still exist at 2 of the camps in Poland. You can go there, you can conduct forensic tests, or you can go there and just look for yourself. Now,
this is 1994, and David Cole went into hiding this very year because a right-wing Jewish organization publicly stated that they were going to assassinate him. Irv Rubin was the head of the Jewish Defense League, a group not at all representative of mainstream Jewry.
People like Farrakhan need a scapegoat. People like Coleman Young of Detroit need a scapegoat. People like John Conyers, Congressman John Conyers, also need a scapegoat.
This man,
all right, I'm sick of listening to this guy's fucking analysis asshole mouth.
You know what my analysis says from just common sense?
What?
More Germans died during the war than Jews.
How many Americans died?
Fuck a shit ton. Probably about 30,000 or maybe less. But I'd say wouldn't say more than 30,000.
Whatever.
But I think more Germans died during the war than Jews. Honestly.
Well, but weren't the Jews Germans as well?
Some, well, not serving in the military. I'm talking about.
I mean, a lot of the Jews were born and raised in Germany.
They were spread thin in fucking Russia. They got whooped. I mean, they got whooped in France. They got whooped everywhere, dude. They got their fucking asses handed to them by fucking America. Fuck yeah.
All right, well, I think I pulled up a better fucking video of this David Cole thing.
Sure.
Here, let's check out what they're doing to this guy.
I believe the truth will make us free. I believe that what you've done here can no longer be ignored by mainstream media, and I should say is not being ignored. The Holocaust Museum declined to send someone here, and the Wiesenthal Center also declined. You appear with us in the company of David Cole, who is a Jew by birth. So, David?
I want to first say...
God damn,
you just played that. I think that's what you just played.
Yeah, I know. It's another
but
fucking
honestly,
edited video.
What that guy just said, well, you know, this is an ongoing thing with people who understand what's happening. They say, well, it's completely ignored by the mainstream media. That's another form of voting. That's another form of giving them the power. Stop addressing them. Stop it. You are the media. Stop addressing the mainstream media for fucking neglecting these situations, because you are not. You are the... Just say it and just be it and just be about it, and then you will become the media. You know what I mean? Fuck the mainstream fucking media. Oh yeah, you know, MSNBC didn't say nothing about this, and their fucking 280,000 viewers a day are gonna fucking not know it. Who gives a fuck? There's 6 billion fucking people on the planet, and about fucking 4 billion of them go on the internet. Who gives a fuck? Fuck the mainstream media. Quit pointing the finger at them motherfuckers. Quit giving them the power. Quit saying that you're the ones that are neglecting this, because fuck them. Quit fucking giving them the power.
Yeah.
Quit pointing at them.
Well,
Quit
I agree with
pointing
all
at
that,
the
and
mainstream media.
that's kind of the position that both of us have taken, is like, I stopped buying things from people I don't fucking know or support. I stopped fucking taking in information from people I don't fucking trust. I'm done with the whole fucking game. I don't give a shit.
No, there is no. Yeah, right. Don't play the fucking game. The game is fucking corrupt. It's fucking bullshit. Stop pointing at media. Stop pointing at politicians. Turn your fucking wrist around. Point that finger at your motherfucking self,
Right.
and then start fucking getting angry. You know,
No, take care of yourself. Get what you need to get, and be ready to defend yourself if someone fucking assaults you.
Point
And
the finger at yourself.
That's about it.
Look at well, you know, the mainstream media hasn't covered this. Don't you know about it, dumbass? Don't you know? Then shut the fuck up and do something. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that I'm any better. I'm just saying I should probably do the same. You know what I mean?
Let's go back to this shitty thing.
Different thing.
What's that?
Sure, Poles suffered because of their Polishness. Ukrainians.
I'm trying to get back to this fucking
You do not.
No, who would?
video because this David Cole makes some great points coming up here.
No, he does. He's already 3 points. You're suffering because of your allegiance to this entity, that entity. It's beautiful.
You can conduct
All right, so here we're getting back into his thing here.
It's impossible to say right now. Why don't you ask?
Well, would you have an
why
idea?
Don't you, ask,
you certainly seem.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. Why don't you ask why anyone else hasn't brought this up in 50 years since the war was over? Why haven't there been other Columbus?
How many?
Columbo was an early 1970s detective.
Oh my god, I can't find any.
Columbo was in the early 1970s.
Dude, I can't find any fucking these videos are all scrubbed except for this fucking one guy's shit.
Fucking kids, man.
These videos used to be all over the place like 5 or 6 years ago. I watched David Cole videos for like.
I got into it. You're right. That's when I got into it, because when they were all over the place, right?
Yeah, and then now it's just this one guy's video, this one guy's fucking upload, fucking what's his name, Melbourne Mister, and it's just him like, you know, what do you call it, fucking debunking it supposedly, but he just talks like a giant fucking
What is
fart.
he trying to debunk? They didn't have the ventilation. It's logistically impossible for them to have spread their forces that thin and have murdered that many people. I mean, come on.
Let's
magazine called Skeptic, in addition to doing my history stuff. And we investigate extraordinary claims, fringe groups, social movements, things like that.
Right.
This is the guy from Skeptic magazine. Now he investigates extraordinary claims like this. Let's see what he has to say back in '94 with David Cole.
And when we started doing the creationists, Scientologists, and so on, I noticed when we began to look into the Holocaust deniers that there was a pattern that I recognized. For example, David's footage, which is very interesting, and I've been on the phone all morning calling to ask answers to some of your questions.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, Holocaust scholars have already been asking some of those questions, and they are trying to answer them.
Wait a minute, so you're saying...
No, wait, let me finish. Revising any historical event is, of course, what historians do. But one of the tactics that all of these fringe groups do to try to move into the mainstream is to focus on what we don't know about some particular subject and ignore all the evidence that we do have. For example, why do we have so many huge orders of Zyklon B? Why do we have, for example, some of these pictures?
The poison gas that was used.
Why do we?
Here's a pile of cans of Zyklon B displayed at Auschwitz. And here's David Cole interviewing the tour guide.
What about the canisters of gas? No one denies that Zyklon B was used to disinfect clothes and also buildings. Zyklon B was one of the premier pest control agents in Europe at that time. It was present in most of the concentration camps, including those that are not said to have had homicidal gas chambers in them. The typhus epidemic that spread throughout Europe during the war and also spread through the camps called for stringent lice control procedures.
We look up gas chamber at the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum website. We choose an article and scroll down to further reading and see a book called Auschwitz, Technique and Operation of the Gas Chambers by Jean-Claude Pressac. Now let's hear what David Cole says about this book.
In his book, Auschwitz, Technique and Operation of the Gas Chambers, published by the Klarsfeld Foundation and meant to refute revisionists, Jean-Claude Pressac admits that over 95% of the Zyklon B used by the Germans was used to disinfect. He assigns only 5% to homicidal purposes. And this from a Holocaust supporter.
In short, a pile of cans of Zyklon B isn't proof of the Holocaust if 95 cans out of 100 were used for delousing.
What do you think?
In short, 95 Zyklon.
No,
what do you mean, what do I think?
I hate that guy, but what I mean...
No, what do I think about it? I know that it didn't happen because it's logistically impossible without a workforce that wasn't available. That's
true. Your mic's open, David. And incidentally, you were all alone.
6 million Jews buried. Where are there? I mean, you can't burn bone to nothing. I mean, you can, but I mean, who would? And I'm pretty sure. Listen, I'm pretty sure this is bullshit. I'm pretty sure the Holocaust is bullshit. I'm pretty sure every faction lost a lot of lives. And I'm pretty sure. See, Jews was only one of the people. See, people call it, they say, oh, well, Hitler tried to exterminate the Jews. And that's not true. He tried to exterminate every motherfucking body. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And he didn't just try to exterminate them. I mean, I'm sure that their casualties were just as much as the Americans. Well, I think the Germans took the hardest casualty. I think the Germans had the biggest casualties in the war. For obvious reasons. Because Hitler was like, his generals were like, who should we invade, Hitler? He's like, everybody. And they're like, okay, that's kind of weird. Let's invade everyone. You know what I mean? So they took the hardest hit, I think. But from my understanding of like the esoteric agenda and all these types of things, is that was their litmus test of, can we do this militarily? Can this happen by force? And absolutely not. It cannot happen by force. So that was their test. Can we do this by force?
That was whose test?
And the bankers. The world leaders. They were trying to make one world government by force.
The New World Order, for lack of a better term. Steve's calling in.
For lack of a better term, the Anglo-American New World Order. We're not talking about the Russians or the Chinese or talking about the Anglo-American New World Order.
Yeah, just do a Yui. Fucking as soon as this shit turns. Hey, we're talking about Ghost.
Hey, is that Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's me.
Hey, what's up? What do you think about the Holocaust, and do you think that many Jews died?
Jews. The Jews. Yeah, I think maybe it's probably a thing where quite a few people died. Let me just say this, though. The funny thing about the Jews is they have a really, really good sense of humor. The other thing is that they're crafty as fuck. They fucking get out of that shit. No shit. They just be like, we got some friends that fucking live in Portugal, and we will just go visit them now, because Germany is trying to kill us real quick.
Oh, you guys Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. But it's not just the Jews. Because the Jews are great. First of all, they make delicious sandwiches. We all know that. But the Germans in the Third Reich actually tried to kill quite a few other people as well. Small people and big people and gay people.
That's what I was saying. That's what I said. That's what I said. They didn't just try to kill Jews.
Guys,
no, you're right.
Hold on.
I fucking said the same thing.
Hold on 1 second. Both of you, I'm putting you on hold for 1 second, so if you're talking, you're not being heard. I want to get to the point of who are we talking about when we say Jews, and there's Jewish lobbies behind the scenes and like who is this? Because obviously there's a lot of Jewish people who aren't practicing Jews, but they consider themselves of Jewish heritage or nationality or some shit or whatever they are. Who are we talking about? And is there something about high-level Jewry that is that you guys believe is, I guess, fucking, you know, I don't even know how to put this. That is, you know, some kind of controlling. Yeah, well, they're still just going.
That's true.
What do you guys think? Is there? I mean, is there a Jewish conspiracy? Is there a Zionist thing? Does it actually have legs? What do you think?
Obviously. All right. Let me just say this. First of all, the Zionists are hated everywhere. They're hated in Israel. They're hated in Palestine. They kind of fuck up the whole system. And I'm not saying this as a white guy from fucking Dodders Grove. I'm saying this as a white guy from Dodders Grove who's talked to both Israelis and Palestinians. First of all, that jihad is fucking no joke. But Islam is a fucking little bit younger religion.
Hold on. Let's talk
Christianity.
about this. Stop right there. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Israel bullied Palestine into being an affiliate of the United Nations.
Obviously.
That's what happened recently, within the last year.
Yeah.
So Israel bullied Palestine, which are these people that either go jump in the fucking in the lake and die, or they can't go north of Jordan. They can't go south.
Yeah,
they're
totally trapped.
They're just trapped in a fucking corner while they're being bombarded by the fucking Israelis.
Like,
and
why wouldn't you feel fucking...
Well, ever since they become honorary members of the, or not honorary members, I forget what the word is. But now they're part of the UN. Yeah. They're like a sub of the UN.
They are. Of course they are.
Now they're not being murdered by the Israelis.
No,
so the Israelis pretty much
it's protected. They get that good mafia United States protection. Am I right?
That's what it's all about. I mean, you gotta look at the 9 countries in 2000 that didn't have Rothschild-controlled central banks. All of the countries that we fucking attacked within the last 10 years.
Fuck them up real good. Oh, of course. And real quick. Yeah, we'll fuck you up real quick. We'll put you in power, and then we will take you the fuck out. Here's the thing about the United States that's great. We are the best. So, don't fuck with us, because we'll put you in power, and then we will take you the fuck out. Look at Manuel Noriega. Look at fucking the Iran-Contra affair. Look at all these fucking things. It's fairly obvious that you don't want to fuck with the United States, at least our government.
All right, so here's what I want to get to. What is the motivation?
Yeah. Holy shit, Vinny.
So
hold on.
How you doing?
So if we got if we're in agreement that there's this network and it has to do with a Zionist thing behind the scenes, what is the motivation of taking over the Nazi genocide that was committed in Europe? What is the motive of trying to make it a largely anti-Jewish thing instead of maybe what you're contending that it actually was?
Can I say something really quickly?
Yeah, I mean, sure, please.
Let me say something really quickly. Zionism, as I understand it, is any Jew that supports the advancement of Israel as the Holy Land. I believe that's the correct definition of Zionism.
It's manifest destiny. It's La Raza. It's all the same shit.
I've seen the president of Iran with Jews with hats and sideburns that he's giving awards to because they recognize the difference between Zionist Jews and themselves. So of course, so the president of Iran Yes. Gave an award to Jewish people in top hats and fucking sideburns because they understood that Zionism is strange. And then they're like, well, Iran, if they have a nuke, they're taking out Israel. They have a nuke and they're taking out Israel, and Israel has over 55,000 nukes. Who the fuck cares?
Of course. And then, but wait a second. Nukes. Wait a second. Every single time we fucking decide to fucking raid somebody, and in a very threatening manner, mind you, United States relax on that fucking threatening manner of fucking raiding people because it makes people startled. So when you do that, and occasionally you do that with about a gazillion fucking goddamn troops, they're going to be, of course, just a little bit fucking defensive. And they may or may not try and fucking blow up your fucking army vehicles as you drive down that road. Just saying. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like this weird threatening thing that the United States has a tendency to do where we surround a country that we put the government of that particular country in power, and then we're like, hey, you can't be in power anymore. Hey,
wait, hold on. Let me stop you, Steve. Hey,
okay.
What?
What do they call that when you're protesting and then the cops surround you and push you into a corner?
It's called you're fucked.
No, it's called kettling. It's called kettling. So what you do is you surround somebody and push them back into a corner, and then when the resistance comes, you say that they're bad.
I thought you were.
It's called kettling.
I thought you were trying to set me up for a joke.
See?
That's a good mobster voice, but I think Vinny's better. Give us your mobster. Give us your mobster.
Yeah.
That wasn't genocide. That was swamp gas. That was a weather.
See, it was just fucking democracy working its way around fucking.
Well, you guys do a great
fucking
meme.
Right. For once, you're fucking right, Earthling.
You said that twice tonight, so that's for twice.
All right, so
it doesn't mean I'm fucking affirming your rightness.
Okay. When are you gonna come back to the fucking? When are you gonna be in studio again?
Whatever fucking you guys want me to. I'll fucking very much do painting.
You don't have to be in it as an artist next time. You're just in it as the coolest listener we have.
Asshole.
Yeah,
Asshole.
just a dick.
Not you, me. I'm talking about me.
I know who you're talking about.
I'm gonna fucking tonight. Hey, go fuck yourself. No, seriously, anytime. But the point is really, more than anything, is that when you are threatened as an individual or as a people, you are gonna fucking fight. At a certain point, you're gonna fucking fight. And you're gonna be like, hey, go fuck yourself. I don't give a fuck. Who are you referring
to exactly at this point?
I suppose Palestinians. Yeah. Well, of course we had
there's no
tons of problems with because
nobody will take their refugees.
No shit.
Nobody will take their refugees. They have nowhere to go. It's just
but they're women. Oh my God, they're so fucking hot. And they got that fucking beautiful fucking, let me just tell you this. If you don't already know about Arabic, oh my God, Arabic is the most beautiful language, unless it's spoken in like a guttural dialect, which is the closer you get to fucking Russia, the closer it gets to a guttural. So it kind of gets a... but fucking Palestinians are so soft about the way they talk about it. And they fucking are super secular, so they don't want their fucking hijabs, which are super hot for the record. If you don't fucking love a hijab, you are fucking crazy. Because there's a secret hot chick fucking hiding underneath the hijab. Get it? Here we go with the fucking hijabs. Holy shit. Did you guys have a guest today?
I think our host is gone.
No, I'm still here. And you're fucking, you're fucked up. Nobody can hear you anymore, Earthling.
Why not?
I don't know.
He sounds like a fucking Smurf right now. That's why.
You sound
like a big, giant, dread.
Dude, your shit's fucked up.
Smurf.
Hang up and call back. Your shit's fucked up. Yeah, nobody can hear you.
Hey, you guys are the best. Love ya. Love your show. I fucking swear to God. Something about fucking don't say I'm gonna kill the president anymore because it's really bad for the fucking Earthling and the fucking big black trucks will show up real quick. Hey, love you guys. Love your show. I'll fucking come by anytime.
All right, dude. Come by next week or something.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, dude. I know where you live. Peace.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What happened? You couldn't hear me? Or something?
No, your audio went all shitty, and then Steve left.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm auditioning people to take your place because you missed this week. I got this guy.
Dinara engueule son plan, mais il y a déjà une personne en moins. Chacun son style. Mais non, mais c'est un peu comme au début du match. Hein. Elle veut expulser sa frustration de perdre des points, de se faire dominer dans l'échange.
I think it's
shit to do nothing because shut up.
I think he's pretty good. What do you think?
De subir. Nouvelle balle de 4-2.
Yeah, this guy.
C'est facile pour mettre dans le sac à main hein, que là.
I like him. He's pretty funny.
I would only give him my recognition for that guy Stewart that he had first out. He has a amazing voice.
Yeah, this guy's good though. Check him out.
Eh bien, le public que c'est bien sauvé. C'est de jouer avec son cœur, de continuer à jouer en avançant. Ça n'est pas en retenant qu'elle y arrivera.
I don't even know French. I don't even like the Statue of Liberty.
No French. All right, sorry. I got a couple. I got a couple more things that I was gonna do, but nothing that much really. I mean, I was pretty happy with the voting in the Holocaust revision segment.
I'm sorry, my phone puts people on hold all the time. So what happened? Did my audio go all fucked up when I was talking on the phone?
Yeah.
Why?
How the fuck do I know?
Was Steve's okay?
Yeah, it was totally good. You're a sucker.
So it wasn't your system. It was mine.
It was you.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
That's weird.
Activists set up billboards.
Can we talk about something really strange?
Yeah, we can, but check this one thing out. Can you remember what you were going to talk about for 2 seconds?
Hell yeah. I'm going to remember that for the rest of my life because it was so weird.
Here we go. Activists set up billboards to help a free man doing life in prison for cannabis.
Are we talking about Canada here? We're talking about Nevada.
As you hopefully have heard, a Missouri man named Jeff Mizanski is incarcerated for life for buying a few pounds of cannabis. He has been in prison for the last 21 years.
What? A few pounds only lasts you about a month.
If you're cool. As the laws change due to the hard work of people fighting for freedom, many people are working hard to free this man as well. In a recent effort to help him escape permanent incarceration, Missouri citizens and the organization Show Me Cannabis set up 2 billboards, one near Kansas City and the other near Jefferson City, Missouri. Thanks to the support.
Question?
What?
Did this happen recently?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to jail for life for weed?
This is an article. No, he's been in jail for 21 years. And
he's been in jail for 21 fucking years?
Yeah, and this is an article
okay, whoever that judge is, the judge needs to be fucking murdered, and they need to fucking tie ropes to his wrists and his ankles, and they need to fucking get 4 horses and rip that motherfucker apart.
That judge should be dragged.
Ripped apart by horse.
Here's what I would say. That judge should be dragged into the village square, and then they should take regular scissors and cut off
Regular scissors.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Regular.
Okay, I'm following. I follow.
Regular scissors that like aren't that sharp or strong, and use them to cut off each one of his toes brutally slow, just one by one. Just one by one, just cut off each of his toes, and then take those same not very sharp scissors and stab holes all through his abdomen. 10 holes. 10 nice little neat holes. And then stick one toe.
You know what? I think there should probably be 11.
Wait, listen to me. I'm not done. And then stick one toe in each hole that you poke in his abdomen. And then you should, like, tape over all the other holes in his body really tight so that he's totally airtight. And then punch him in the diaphragm as hard as you can to try to blow all his toes out of his abdomen holes as far as you can. That should happen. Well, I don't think you heard that, did you?
So you make holes in his abdomen. Go ahead.
And then you put all the toes that you cut off in all the holes in his abdomen. You tape off all the other holes in his body to make him airtight, and then you punch him in the diaphragm as hard as you can and try to blow the toes out of his abdomen holes as far as you can.
So we're talking the diaphragm, which is right in the middle of the rib cage at the bottom.
The sternum, you know where it's at.
Okay.
Yeah. And
cool.
then you blow his toes out his fucking new abdomen holes. You fucking hoe ass pig.
Or you could take one of those tennis ball machine throwers. Put like boiling hot potatoes in it and like shoot him at his fucking dick. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can't believe that. He should be ripped to pieces by many people. See, that's the thing. These judges, these weirdo fucking judges.
We need to start doing it ourselves, dude. If it's going to be us against them, then somebody needs to start going to these people's houses and doing it.
Yeah.
And just doing it. Just
man.
do it. Just start doing it. Doing what? You know what? I'm not going to say what. Do it. Do it.
No, hurting public officials. I'll say it. I don't give a fuck, dude. You know I don't give a fuck.
I won't.
Hurt them. Hurt them now. Hurt them today. What are you waiting for? Go hurt them.
I won't say it this hour. I probably said it last hour. I drink a lot on this show.
I suggested you should. I said, listen, hey, listeners. I said, man, you're going to the show alone tonight. You better get good drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. It worked out pretty good. I think you did a really solid job alone. I think that you really did a good job today. Plus, you get a lot of support, though. But
yeah, I got some support. I want to thank everybody. Stuart was awesome. He saved me the first hour. I was
what about my girlfriend? Did you think that she was well?
Oh, yeah, she was great. And I was about, but like the first hour, I was about to go down, like Hindenburg style.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to call him when he loses steam, but then you had that guy Stewart, and I was like, oh, that's cool. You got somebody.
No, dude, I was Hindenburging until he came in. I was slowly crashing.
Slowly starting on fire around the ridges.
In front of a crowd, just devastatingly, just trying to I'm sorry that I'm doing this. I wish I wasn't doing this, but I am.
Yeah, you were pretty depressed that first hour.
Yeah,
I don't even want to do this shit show anymore. Yeah, it was pretty good.
I still am. I just now am drunk, so I don't. I'm more.
Drunkenness is great at killing your inhibition. So yeah, I understand.
Well, that and I don't feel sad as I did earlier. I'm sure I will as soon as I'm not drunk anymore. But
it's it happens to me like probably 365 days every year.
Yeah, fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah. You gotta drink. What's the point of being alive if you're fucking miserable? I've said it 1,000 times.
Are we gonna talk? God, every YouTube clip that I post is like 2 minutes of the topic that we posted under, and like the middle 10 minutes is us on this distracted weirdo rant. But then I have to come back.
That's what we have. I think that's the gold we have.
But I have to come back to the fact that this guy's been in jail for 21 fucking years. Okay.
Yeah, right. Can I interject and say something that I think that your father told me? Is that okay?
Yeah, I don't care.
I believe that you and your father told me that there's a fella that somebody knew from Nevada that's been in jail for life for a joint in the 70s or something like that.
I don't know about that shit.
Because back then it was like a zero tolerance life in prison thing or something like that. I believe that. I'm talking when you were in Brookfield, but I think that's ridiculous. I think that judge should be murdered. I think he should be kept alive as long as possible. And murdered slowly as long as possible. I advocate hurting judges, police officers, and politicians. Please, will you do this with me?
Yeah, because all these
that was to the listeners.
These pro cannabis groups aren't doing shit. Can you please let us do a thing that it should never be a question as to whether or not we can do it?
Quit asking permission.
Yeah, quit asking permission, you cocksuckers. Get a bunch of
fucking finger, you assholes.
Yeah, now you got exactly. Point the finger of responsibility at other people for your fucking well-being and what you're allowed to fucking do. You're exactly right. It is, dude. You know, now I'm gonna say some shit that I shouldn't say. You wanna fucking make marijuana legal? Here's what it is. Smoke as much fucking weed as you want to and get a bunch of fucking guns. And if some thug tries to tell you you can't do what you fucking want to do, then you fucking blow his fucking brains out. And you better have a...
You got it. You hit the fucking nail on the fucking head. Do what the fuck you want. If you ain't hurting nobody else and somebody else comes up to you and tries to put you in a fucking box or a cage or kill you, you kill them first. Okay? Do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Somebody tries to tell you that, and if you're not hurting anybody, and somebody says you're going in a cage, you kill them.
I'm fucking done with it, dude.
That's what we need to do. Kill them.
I'm fucking done with it.
Take their brains, put it outside of their body somehow. Usually a bullet works good. Also,
bullet works
other
great
things work
for
well.
that. If a thug tries to come up and control your behavior in any way, when you didn't hurt anybody, it's time. It's time to be fucking done. It's time. It's time.
Wow out. Kill him.
Fuck you! 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 Fuck you!
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it could be said any better. But no, I love that we fucking advocate the killing of all these weirdos because they need to die. Their consciousness is not allowed to exist in my realm. No. My realm has to do with me being myself and other people not caring about it unless I'm trying to steal or do something to them. And my realm says that these people need to be eliminated. These people that want to bother everybody, and these people that won't look for any excuse to just bother you. Hey, see the red and blue lights? That means that you have to pull over because I have a radio, and you have to pull over. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. That video was good. These people need to be dealt with. They need to be eliminated from the consciousness of this planet. We need to take their brains from inside their skulls that hold that also are connected to their chest that has a badge, and
disconnect the brain from the spine. That's what you got to do.
Separate. Yeah, you need to damn it. You need to destroy the brain or separate the head from the spine. This is a zombie thing. These are zombies. Those are zombies. These people are fucking zombies.
Are you done with police?
I'm done. I'm get away with it, just like a zombie.
I'm done. I'm done with police completely. Are you done completely?
I'm done with police. I'm done with judges. I'm done with the whole system.
The whole thing.
Well, it says. Oh, okay. Let's go to court. Oh, well, it says here on the paper that you took a device that has a little ball on it with the fucking and also feeds ink, and then you fucking took your hand and made a mark here, and so that means that doesn't mean shit. What means shit is my bullet through your fucking brain. Shut up, you piece of fucking garbage scum motherfuckers. Fuck all of them, dude. Fuck everybody who tries to put their hand over your liberty. Fuck them. Kill them. Kill them, kill them, fucking kill them, kill them, kill them, kill them.
Oh my God, we got somebody unknown calling. Hang on, let's see who it is.
Sure.
Oh shit, hang on. Add group call. Hello?
Hey, Vinny?
Yep.
Hey, totally off subject. I have a fun fact, though. Did you know that sharks are the only animals ever that can never get sick, and they're, like, immune to, like, diseases and cancer and everything?
Get out of town.
Get out of here. This is the most profound call we've ever had. Is that my girlfriend? I love you, baby.
Love you too, babe. Okay, bye, guys.
That's it? You're going to hang up? What the fuck?
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Wait a minute. So sharks can't get cancer?
Or
AIDS? How does that make any sense at all?
She made that up, and I don't know what the point of that fucking was.
She wouldn't have done that to you.
Yeah,
or
she would have.
That sounds true. That sounds true. So they're immune to cancer and they just eat people just every day?
We didn't do sharks tonight, though. That was
didn't do sharks, but
No.
she listens, so she knows.
Yeah. I there was no good shark stories. I don't even give a shit.
That's fine. Okay, whatever.
Should we go till 2?
Oh, do you know about the 4chan murder?
What's going on with that?
You know what 4chan is, obviously.
Yeah.
So this guy went into this bitch's house. He strangled her out, right? Strangled her out with like a shoelace or something. It's in the photos he took. It's right next to her body.
Mm-hmm.
And he took a bunch of photos of her dead laying there, and he posted it to 4chan. And he said, I thought I'd post this to 4chan, before, anything went down. I have a BB gun I just bought. I'm probably going to do suicide by cop. And when they see me, it looks real enough for them to kill me. And I just killed this bitch. And in 5 minutes, he took a bunch of pictures of her and put her on 4chan. And he said her son's going to be home from school in a half hour. He's going to find her and call the police. Stole her car and rolled out. This was huge on 4chan. For this happened 4 days ago. So he killed her, posted a bunch of dead photos of her on the internet, and he even said, posted, it's much harder to strangle somebody in real life because it's not like in the movies. She fought pretty hard. It was completely sick and weird, so it was, huge on 4chan. They kept reposting. The moderators tried to take it down, and it wasn't happening. It just kept being reposted. So then the very next day, a police officer saw her stolen car, tried to chase him. He drove down the highway in oncoming traffic, and they had to call the chase off, but I guess they caught him finally. He's going to jail forever. It's obvious he just gave all the evidence of premeditated weirdness. He wrote on her wall, "She killed me long ago," and then he wrote on her other wall something I can't remember, but he definitely gave himself evidence of premeditated murder. You know what I mean? But it was huge on the internet. The dead photos were being posted. They're still being posted on 4chan. This broad is dead. He killed her, took the pictures, put it on 4chan. It's huge. She's dead, laying there naked. He definitely raped her too.
That's fucking weird.
Hey, if you're going to kill somebody, you might as well rape them,
Well, we've been over that territory time and time again.
Yeah. Sunday evening overdose, folks.
Yeah. 630-599-7827. This is about the point in the show where we just let whoever wants to call up have the show for as long as they want to talk.
You can take the show. If you call up, the show's
This
good.
is how the show ends. As soon as somebody calls up, we leave, and you take the show and say whatever you want for as long as you want, and that's it. And it'll be up on YouTube. That'll be your little radio show, and no one
I
will
think
care.
Steve's out there. I mean, he's got to call in.
It's the end of the whole episode. Nobody gives a shit. There's a few listeners, it looks like, left. So whoever wants to dial us up, 630-599-STAR, we'll make you a star for as long as it takes us to clean up the studio, which us means me right now.
Yeah, which usually is about 20 minutes, but since there's one person there, it's about 40 minutes. So you got the show for 40 minutes. Call up.
Oh, yeah, easily. That's if I don't, take a...
630-599-STASH, 630-599-STAR, 630-599... What's the other one?
I don't
Hip
care.
Or HAP or some shit?
Nah.
It's something else. I don't fucking remember. What do you think I am, an idiot? Hey, listen. Fuck Zionism. Fuck authority. Fuck judges. Fuck police officers. Fuck, just anybody that's telling you can't do what the fuck you're doing when you're doing it.
How awesome would it be if, some, totally pro-government person just called up and were like, all right, you take the show.
We'll give it to them.
An hour,
the government's needed because of the street. Oh,
Fine.
yeah, even though that's paid for by gas taxes. Have the gas stations. Fuck this, man.
Who would build the roads? The same company. Government doesn't build roads. They give contracts to people who don't deserve it. You fucking cocksucker. We don't have a good system.
I'd be fine with the company just saying, oh, this is fucked up, sending a letter to everybody in the neighborhood and saying this is what we'll do it for. You know what I mean? That's what would happen if we didn't have government. Fuck the government.
Yeah.
Fuck the government. Fuck the president. Fuck the governor. Fuck the state I live in. Fuck income taxes. Fuck parking tickets. Fuck red light traffic cams. Fuck this, man. I'm completely done. Fuck you.
Black.
Did you say black?
No, I said it was supposed to be black. Black.
It sounds like black.
Wow. So what if it was?
Well, fuck blacks. Hey, fuck everybody that isn't down with me not having to pay money to people. Because black people take a significant amount of all our money anyway.
No, but what I said was...
Stop taking stuff from people. Stop fucking making people do shit.
That's not what I said. I said black. B-L-E-C-H, black. But I said black.
Okay. I said black.
You thought I said black, but I didn't.
Yeah, well, no, then I said it. And then I meant
to
it.
just yell black.
No, it's fine. Fuck them. Fuck them all. And black people that don't do that pretty much agree with me. So who gives a fuck? Fuck this poor pieces of shit taking everybody's stuff. Fuck them.
Whoa.
Yeah, I did it. I said it. And the black people who don't take that stuff probably agree with me. So word up, my brothers. What a show. Call up and take the show over anybody at any time. It's fine. This is what we do. Dude, get down, dude. Get down. Don't let that do what it did. Don't let that thing do to you what it did to me.
What
get
thing?
Down. Huh?
What thing?
You were there. When it grabbed my skin and pulled it off my face and I had to go get skin grafts off my ass. You were there.
What, the spirit?
The eagle. Wasn't that the eagle noise?
No, that was
Through the phone? I don't like the eagle. I thought the eagle. That sounds like an eagle.
That's a bomb.
I don't know what the hell that is.
It's glass breaking.
Oh. Dude, play all your sound effects and then thoroughly explain them immediately. The Sunday evening over. Sunday evening over. Sunday evening overdose. Welcome to Conscious Nexus, the Sunday evening overdose.
Oui, et dans le même temps, Dinara engueule son plan, mais il y a déjà une... C'est folle.
Шар превращается в колоссальный светящийся купол. Яркое свечение еще продолжается. В этом опыте...
Don't forget to fuck yourself, folks. Good night.
Anything else you want to say, or?
Oh yeah, kill people. I fucking know, man.
Did you know?
You got anything to say?
Yeah. Did you know that Charles Manson made music?
I knew he made music before he was even a cult leader. Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, he was actually made some pretty cool songs.
Well, actually, I'm pretty sure he had a couple of deals going. That was part of his insanity, is that he just got kind of like finagled out of them somehow because of some technicalities or something. So he got all weird.
No, what I think he was a drug dealer, and he knew high profile people, and he really wanted to make something happen, and he wasn't good enough. I think he had the social ties to do it, but he just wasn't good enough. But I like his shit. I've quoted, actually. I've given him shout outs in my lyrics, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I wrote a song called... Well, for fans of my shit, Robot Hilarious, you might know that I wrote a song called Abandoned Shack, which has a line in it that goes, "You could feed the world with my garbage dump," and that was a throwback to a Charles Manson line.
Oh, cool! I didn't know that. I like that song. That's a good song.
Yeah, I'll play. You know what? I'll play Garbage Dump, and then I'll play my song. Why not? Right?
Dude, I'm sorry. My phone keeps putting everybody on.
I
hold. I don't know
said
if you were talking to me or not.
I said I'll play some Charles Manson, and then I'll play one of my songs.
Okay, the show's over. Take it out with some robot. Take it out with some. Can I request a song, or do you not have everything?
No, I'm taking it out with Garbage Dump by Charles Manson.
Okay, fine.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, do you have anything else you want to say tonight?
Yeah, sure.
What?
You don't play no Robot Hilarious, I'm going to send a couple of people that believe in me deeply over to your house to murder you and buy drugs.
Well, I don't sell drugs and I don't like murder, so that's going to have to be another...
No, that's what Charles Manson
Wait,
did.
I just came up with a snazzy line. I don't sell drugs and I don't like murder, so that's going to have to be a whole other deal, buddy cat.
That's not a line. That didn't rhyme for shit.
That's a snazzy line. I called you buddy cat. That's snazzy.
That's fucking hilarious. But that's really funny. That's also means hilarious, really funniness. I don't know why I said the same thing twice in different ways. I don't know. Fuck you. The show's over. Fuck you.
Nobody knows why anything. Are you Native American?
Am I Native American?
Not anymore. We're going to listen to Charles Manson. Thanks for tuning in to the Sunday Evening Overdose. You are no longer Native American. You are no longer welcome to Conscious Nexus. You are no longer welcome to the Sunday Evening Overdose. And
don't forget to fuck yourself.
I hope you can. I hope you can entertain yourselves for 2 fucking minutes, because we're done. And this is Charles Manson taking you out.
Oh, garbage dump. Oh, garbage dump. Why you called a garbage dump? Oh, garbage